And we're live. Roll up, everybody. It is your favorite or your man in the building. You know how we do it, you know when we do it, and you know where we do it, and you know why we do it. It is your man, not your boy. One man went to Mo. Have you missed me? Roll up. And you may say, and it did right from the start. And it did right from the start. So there we are. Missing someone. Are you missing in action? Shakara is not missing. Hello, Shakara. Come in, introduce yourself. Let's get to know each other. It is your favorite or your man in the building. It is your man, not your boy. One man went to Mo. A crime has been committed in the geographical space called Nigeria. A bent over elderly man was seen shuffling from the scene of the crime. It fits the description of a bokeh known as Malam Buhari. Buhari has been a bad boy. Roll up, come, gather. Shakara has rolled up. Have you? Introduce yourself as you're coming in. Information to be dispensed and discussions to be had. But of course, your company is required for this to take place. The information dispensed by myself, the discussion had with yourself. So come in, gather, join. One man went to Mo. Have you missed me? Come out, gather, come join. Okay, so matters arising, plenty to go through. You know the routine. The hyperlink is there if you want to come join live on screen. So let me just put it there again, so it's right there for you to see. So several issues to go through. So actually, we start from here. So the never-ending mystery of Diezani'S jewelleries is something that is a recurring decimal. They said they've seized these jewelleries, and to all intents and purposes, it should be in the custody of the Efcc. I said to all intents and purposes because, of course, a few days ago, we just went through a narration when they sent our bullion vans in the dead of the morning to go and funnel away $44 million. So to all intents and purposes, and as far as we are aware, these are jewelries. They should still be in the custody of the Efcc, but what is happening to them? So we'll discuss that. Diezani'S jewelry. We go to Malami again because, of course, corruption, a recurring decimal, and Malami, the arrowhead of that narrative. Malami opens up on alleged receipt of 2 billion from loot Nigeria recovered. It wasn't me, sir. It's what we're about to hear from bokeh. What is it? Uthman Danfodio University. This is what they're telling us. This is what qualifies you to be the Attorney General of a country like Nigeria. So still within the political space, they say there are no permanent friends, no permanent enemies in politics. Only thing that is permanent in politics is interest. So no permanent friends, no permanent foes in politics. Only thing permanent in politics is interest. Or to paraphrase it in the way that Ovie likes to sum it up, it is the elites, you see, the elites. So it is the elites, as guys, APC reveals details of Atiku and Tinubu's meeting at airport. So now in the throes of the 2015-2019 election, all manners of names called each other by these two, I use the term loosely, gentlemen. So these two chaps, they called each other all manners of invectives. their supporters and mobs raging at each other, lives lost, but alas, no permanent friends, no permanent foes in politics. The only thing permanent is interest, as these two now continue to parley with each other, leaving the remnants of the carcass of our dead bodies of 2 elections behind them. So the elites, as Ovie would have it, so we discussed that. What else did we have lined up? So we will also be discussing the proposal to create a Sharia space, Sharia courts in Yoruba land. So we go through that as well. So plenty to go through and plenty to digest. The hyperlink is there if you want to come join live on screen. But sit back, kick back first, and let me bring you the narrations of the day. So first, to the Diezani'S story we go. Court, bureaucracy, stalling auction of 14 billion jewelry, other assets seized from Diezani. The czar of the Efcc is the one making this headline. And that headline again, court, bureaucracy, stalling auction of 14 billion naira jewelry and other assets seized from Diezani. So now let's now see what's happening here. Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Abdulrasheed Bawah, has told the House of Representatives that his commission seized jewelries worth 14 billion from the former Minister of Petroleum, Diezani Alison Madueke. Mr. Bawah made the assertion before an ad hoc committee of the House investigating the assessment and status of recovered loot on Friday in Abuja. He also said the houses seized from the former minister are also valued at $80 million. The anti-graft agency chairman said that Ms. Alison Madueke's jewelries are still in the custody of the agency, adding that it had not been auctioned but had been finally forfeited to the federal government. He said the court processes, procedures, and administrative exigencies had stalled some of the seized assets to be auctioned by the anti-graft agency. Mr. Bawah, however, said the agency would henceforth deal with the seized assets case by case at the court in order to quickly dispose of the assets. Already, the federal government has set up a committee under the chairmanship of the Solicitor General of the Federation, and I think they are working tirelessly, Mr. Bawah announced, noting that the committee is to ensure that assets are not only recovered by the EFCC, but are properly disposed of. We have EFCC representatives on that committee, and we believe at the end of the day, Nigerians are going to appreciate what the committee will come out with in terms of the mandate given to them. He said, asked when the committee would wind up so assets could be disposed of, Mr. Bawah said he was not a member of the committee to know how soon the assets are going to be disposed of. Mr. Bawah himself had, during his time as zonal head of anti-graft agency in Port Harcourt, been subject to arrest and investigation for his untidy involvement in the disposal of confiscated assets. At least 244 seized fuel tankers worth between 20 million to 30 million each were sold off to cronies at 100,000 or slightly above. He was nonetheless tapped to head the country's foremost anti-corruption agency by President Muhammadu Buhari months after amid murmuring by some anti-corruption crusaders. Mr. Bawah said that in its quest to transform the agency, it would soon digitalize its processes, adding that it had also created and upgraded 4 additional departments to restore confidence. He listed the departments to include intelligence, procurement, internal affairs, and information systems. He said that there was no loot that had been relooted as has been speculated, stressing that going forward, the EFCC will be different and Nigeria will be better off. He said he would also always honor the National Assembly to account for what the agency had done, adding that public servants come and go, but the institution remains. So gobbledygook and blah, 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 but where are the jewelries is still a mystery. But then, of course, perhaps the government has borrowed it. We know that they have this penchant for borrowing seized assets. So to Malami we go, and still to seized assets we go, and still to relooting of our recovered looted assets we go. Malami opens up on alleged receipt of 2 billion naira from loot Nigeria recovered. So this is a story that we have been trailing, and the guy finally speaks. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami SAN, has denied the allegation that 2 billion naira was paid to his office from the recovered funds. Umar Gwandu, his special assistant on media, issued a rebuttal at the weekend. The spokesman noted that prior to the repatriation of assets, Nigeria and relevant nations signed a memorandum of understanding as to what the monies will be used for. So that paragraph, So that paragraph is quite pertinent, because that paragraph speaks to the reason why this guy is coming out to defend himself. He's not coming out especially to defend himself, to Nigerians amidst speculation of corruption, because of course we all know that he's corrupt, and we all know that he knows that we know that he's corrupt. So he doesn't really feel any need to defend himself. But at a precondition of this repatriation of these assets, the repatriating countries have put clauses into that repatriation that these are assets that are being returned are not to be relooted. So there are understandings and legal documentations that has been signed between Nigeria and those countries repatriating these monies to that effect, and it is to that space that Abubakar Malami is speaking to. So he's not speaking to Nigerians, and we take that paragraph again. The spokesman noted that prior to the repatriation of assets, Nigeria and relevant nations signed a memorandum of understanding as to what the money will be used for. So that is the space that is essentially speaking to. Gwandu said the government has been working in compliance with all the provisions of multinational agreements reached. He added that the respect of the existing agreement was the reason the countries were committed to returning uncovered stash. So that's stash that has been found, by the way. So returning uncovered stash. According to Gwandu, the federal government has a designated account at the Central Bank of Nigeria for all recovered assets. Abubakar Malami has neither as a person nor as the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice does not in any way receive any funds from the recovered assets, the statement reads. The AGF challenged any person or group who has any evidence of such payment to either reach out to him or his office or come out in the public with proof. So look at that paragraph now. That is, if there was ever a coded threat, that is a coded threat right there. The AGF challenged any person or group who has any evidence of such payments to either reach him or his office or come out in the public with proof. So sign your death warrant is what is said essentially. Speak and sign your death warrant. But the people who did sign their death warrants in 2015 and 2019 in the servitude of our partisan politics, they will be turning in their grave. As guys, I bring you this. APC reveals details of Atiku and Tinubu's meeting at airport. So if there's any two that should be mortal enemies, of course, it should be these two elements. But then, of course, as Ovie will tell us, the elites. So again, the headline, APC reveals details of Atiku and Tinubu's meeting at the airport. So now let's now find out exactly how fortuitous this meeting was, or how arranged to look fortuitous it was. The All Progressive Congress APC has reacted to a widely publicized meeting of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the national leader of the All Progressive Party, APC, All Progressive Congress, or the APC. Early on Saturday, news of Atiku meeting with Tinubu at an airport in Abuja made headlines. However, on Saturday afternoon, in a statement via its official Twitter account, the ruling party set the record straight. So they've deemed it so to put out a statement. And this statement, by the way, is in response to Reno Omokri. So he will be bouncing up and down for the acknowledgement. So the statement reads, a tweet by one Reno Omokri posted on Twitter at 6:24 a.m. on May 29, 2021, with a video caption, Tinubu receives Atiku at airport as former VP returns to Nigeria, has been brought to our attention. This is to inform the general public that the information contained in the above referenced tweet is fake. It is fake, erroneous, and mischievously contrived by the fake news advocate to mislead Nigerians and chase clout and gain undeserved recognition. His Excellency, former Governor of Lagos State and National Leader of the All Progressive Congress APC, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and former Vice President of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, met last night, May the 28th, 2021, at the airport. By chance, both statesmen arrived at the airport about the same time and exchanged courtesies before continuing on their separate journeys. The brief meeting was not pre-planned, neither was Asiwaju Tinubu part of any entourage to welcome the former Vice President back to Nigeria. We appeal to Nigerians to disregard and discountenance the petty, baloney, and clout-chasing tweets manufactured by the dubious character named Reno Omokri, also known as Wendell Smith. Thank you. So is that an acronym that Reno Omokri uses is the question. But let me see what is going on in the comment section. Evolution, I see you.
Yes.
Yeah, well done. So they are telling us that it is fortuitous that Tinubu and Atiku just happen to be at the airport at the same time. And they are telling us that don't worry about Diezani'S jewelry, we're still keeping it safe. But then, of course, we know down the line, the way they have been keeping everything safe. And I mean, you know, is it comedy? Is comedy central or what? And Malami is saying that the 2 billion is not really the 2 billion. Because the international community have told me not to steal money, so don't cover me. I mean, what is this primary school? What are we? Why are we ridiculing ourselves in this manner?
No, but
you know,
I have to even apologize. The reason I have to apologize is that I invited some of my friends to this forum. Now, I forced them. I did not invite them. I forced them to attend. That they must attend. Now, the reason why I'm apologizing is that I was meant to give them the links and all the directions.
Look at that. Eh?
Hold on. No, hold on.
I was about to give you a round of applause, and then my hand is stuck in mid-air. Now I have to put it back down. Eh?
One man.
That sounds like the dog ate my homework. The excuse is that the dog ate my. Ovio, you've cut your hair.
Hold on, because really, even you don't understand how big your platform is, and the most important thing actually is that your platform is not an Nzobu platform, regardless of what happened yesterday.
Yeah, no, sorry, let me address that, because a lot of people were actually upset yesterday. I didn't even know until because they then tracked me down in my afternoon session to, some person, I'm not going to name names, they were on their way to work, and as soon as they heard me, they just parked to register their complaint about yesterday's session. The way it went, especially people saying that a certain ethnicity hates another ethnicity, which is an absolute lie. So that is that person speaking for himself, and it's not speaking for any ethnicity. but it just jarred the senses for somebody to stop on their way to work to register a complaint. So let's just be civil in our tone and look at this. So let's be guided by what Alexander is telling us. Looking forward to a lively but civil dialogue this evening. So this is what Alexander. So this has to be now and I don't want to address. I'm not anybody's myself. I'm a rascal, you know. Oh, he's gone. Anyway, Baba Akure, to the narrative. You know, I'm not here to supervise anybody. You're too relaxed. You're too relaxed, though. Have you been chopping some okele or something? Look at this man.
I just finished work, not quite 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Sorry, one man, please. Apologies.
Yeah, that's fine. Baba Kure, yeah. Sorry, carry on. Yeah, you dropped off.
Yeah, exactly. Now, see, the thing, I've been talking to people that I'm not saying that. I mean, everybody matters, but now I have actually been speaking to people that I believe that would coordinate and understand where we are coming from, because I have been trying to drive the elite consensus on this forum, but most of us actually think that the Nzobu angle would make any difference. Now, even if you call me Igbo saboteur, Igbo this, Igbo that, the reality is this: you that is calling me an Igbo saboteur, you probably have not employed the number of Igbo people that I have employed. You calling me saboteur, you have probably not employed the number of Yoruba people that I have employed, or the number of Hausa people that I have employed.
What are you? Are you a farmer? What is all this employing everybody? Are you a farmer? Because it's only farmer. It's always farmer that is always employing people all the time. You gather them for the season and work them hard. Are you running a slave? Are you exploiting people? What is going on here?
Exploitation, one man. No.
I agree with what you said. I'm going to consciously try and elevate, you know, the level of people that I bring on screen. As much as I want everybody to have free expression, I think we have seen for ourselves now that you know, that
it does not work. You need an elite consensus, and elite consensus does not come from people that you obviously would hear, and you know that they don't know anything. They cannot even influence jack shit in their wherever they don't.
It's a bit like it's a Buhari man. Evolution. It's a Buhari mindset that is tribe over everything, and it's not. And we've seen how that has led Nigeria. We've seen what's going on. So it's that same mindset that tribe over everything, and nobody loves their tribe more than the next. Every day I come here and I boast that I'm an Oyo man. You are proudly Igbo man, Akure man. Look at, he's so proud to be an Akure man. He calls himself. So nobody is more proud than the other. If we want to be jingoistic, then we can make that mess. But you know,
yeah. Anyway, but there was something I said to you yesterday that I will prove to you that we have more Igbos in Nigeria than we are giving credit for. Now, people think that that is a political statement. What on earth? I employ over 200 Nigerians, and I pay them living wage. I don't.
Are you here to boast, or what is going on here?
No, exactly. No, that you see.
Ovia is an employer of Neighbor.
No. That's the thing, right? That when you now try to explain why we all belong together, people like you would start.
No. I'm pulling your legs. Of course. I mean, you do well to employ. No. I know that.
We must build. Build does not mean that we cannot destroy. You see, destroying is easy. Building is difficult. Honestly, and I am not even okay. Now, one man.
Mm.
I am that Nigerian that they would tell you that can survive anywhere. I have multiple passports. I am one of the people that you will call elite, wealthy, blah, 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 blah. But either way, I am an Igbo man. My interest is in the survival and advancement of my people. And my people does not stop at Igbo. My people still includes my Fulani brothers, regardless of what Nnamdi Kanu calls them. You can call them janjaweed. You can call them all sorts of nonsense. I consider them
Okay,
my brothers
let's leave
because
that space and speak to the space of the topic today. What are
okay,
you calling Diezani'S Madueke and 14 billion naira jewelry? And then what are you calling the EFCC that are promising us that this jewelry is still in their custody, and we're setting that against the background of how they went in the dead of night to take for $44 billion out of the coffers, the one that was found in Ikoyi that they moved to NIA office. So very soon they will tell us they have borrowed it
no,
to
there
use
was
it
no
there for
44
national
billion
building.
found in Ikoyi. No. I live on that place that the so-called 44 billion was found. There was no 44 billion that was found on my tower. No. There is no 44 billion there. Look, the challenge that we have is that we keep on trying to magnify headlines to suit our narratives. That raid was based on a particular person that was meant to be the vice president, and obviously they did not win the election.
Was that Peter Obi?
I've just told you what I think, so
Okay.
you can fix the names there. Now, when they came there and they could not, they ransacked his flat, they turned it upside down, and there was nothing. Even before they went in, we asked them, "Are you fucking kidding me? What are you doing here?" They said, "Oh, you see, we have to." And I told them, "Look, if you truly want to meet something, there are 2 floors below or above his own that you will actually find ABCD." They pretended as if they did not hear me because they know what is in those flats that I actually directed them to. And they kept on trying to embarrass an Igbo man that is actually the most honorable of all the political gladiators. Now,
Do you rate him that highly, Peter Obi? Because I like him, but he's a bit feebly, and he has this funny voice that's sort of off-putting. The way he talks, like he talks like David Beckham somehow. Just me.
The way he talks is not actually important. What you should look at is his governance. Where was Anambra State when he took over? Where was Anambra State when he handed over Peter Obi? You know, I said it.
I do like him, though.
2
I do
days
like
ago.
him.
No,
I have
you
to say.
remember 2 days ago, I said we should be begging this man to be the president of Nigeria. It is not because I am actually quite close to him. And I tell you, we are quite comfortable. Don't get it twisted. We are fighting for the soul of this country, not because we don't have any place to run to or that we are afraid of the imbecile they call their Lord and Savior. Now, let me even tell you something. I had an engagement earlier today with people that call him their master and savior. What the engagement was about, now, if we get Igbo Nation Biafra, how do we build our foreign reserves? What do we export immediately that the other nations will pay us money
You
for?
don't have to
How
build
do
a
we-
foreign reserve immediately, because the international community will substitute you until you're able to build. You just go to the World Bank, don't you?
Exactly. And you will present your code. How do you even apply for that code? What is contained in them accepting your level of engagement with the international community. I am telling you, Nnamdi Kanu, Onyendu, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, my Lord and my Savior.
You have to add His Excellency now, because they are putting His Excellency now.
Are you fucking kidding me? You're
No, this is how we are doing it now. His Excellency Mazi.
No,
you know what it reminds me of? You know what it reminds me of? Evolution. You remember those Fuji music? Chief, Doctor, Professor Sikiru.
Exactly. And beyond that, it still reminds
it's just the ridiculousn's, you know.
It is stupidity to the highest order. But
Chief
now
Dr. Alaji.
But now, remember what will now happen? They will come and they will start insulting me and my generations, regardless of the fact that my generations actually love the Southeast more than Nnamdi.
It's a never-ending story, but evolution. I don't really want to go to that Southeast today, just for my health, you know, because every time I go there, I get a beating.
You are not even from my place, so
every time I go there, I get a beating. So I want to avoid a beating today.
You can now imagine how I feel. You are not even Igbo. You are. But meanwhile, I will actually want us to speak to Igbos being the largest ethnic group. Remember, I promised you that conversation.
Yeah, but let's not go there for the moment. Let's sample everyone else's opinion first. So thank you, Evolution. Baba Kure is coming on under different guises. So we pick you up from here, but first we go to VA.
Tell Baba Kure, tell Baba Kure, Mike, and all the people coming here, we are more interested in practical reality solutions. We've had enough of Nigeria's problems. Oh, these people are.
But the solutions people are putting forward and where they are standing is like a balkanization of the country. Because that is the narrative.
That is now why we must actually enlighten them and explain to them the reason why we need each other, everybody. No,
but not under this configuration. Not under this configuration. We are better apart than together
with
under this configuration.
No.
Yes, but with 1963. No. I'm talking about under this configuration, because under this configuration there is no progress for anybody. In fact, the country is regressing. We're going back and back and back. So under this configuration, we're better apart. But under a different configuration, we can give it consideration. But that different configuration, the powers that be are not allowing it. And this is why you hear this narrative of secession and separation. Because Baba Kure will tell you that he was a die-hard Nigerian, not quite 12, 18 months ago. But now, it cannot even mention Nigeria throws him in rage. But let's hear from him himself. Baba Kure, we see you.
Thank you.
Evolution is asking you to reconsider the Nigerian narrative and come to the table and discuss solutions. But first, to the headlines. So, Baba Kure, you have the floor.
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to reply Evolution first. I don't care whoever believes in Nigeria.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You get what I'm saying? But I know for sure if Nigeria do not break today, he is going to break soon, no matter what you said. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter how many prayers. You can go to mountain. Don't eat even for 40 days, 40 nights. Don't drink water. Continue praying. Nigeria is going down. That is just a fact. You can invest in Nigeria. There's no problem. I invested a lot in Nigeria too. I pay a lot of tax.
But just in that space, you know why I've been reluctant? Because I've had opportunities to buy land in Abuja, etc., and I'm going back some 10 years ago. But you know, at the last minute, I've always pulled back because I've always had the sense that is going to yield to another country at some point. So even investing in Nigeria, you have to be strategic. So you attend to Israel, as they say.
Exactly. These people are just riding us. With this issue of constitution, they are just riding us. They just riding on us. So it is not going to work. I don't care. You can believe in Nigeria, but I don't believe in Nigeria. That's just a fact.
But
Okay,
Baba Akure, let me tell you something. I own a farm in Ogun State, and I equally own a farm in 4 places in Nigeria. Now,
you see, I already knew you were a farmer the way you were.
The difference between Ogun State government and your Akure, where you come from, is that Ogun State, they keep on engaging me. They keep on encouraging me to run the investments. Even the society, when I mean the society, I mean the people that would obviously be the ultimate beneficiaries. They keep on engaging me, build, invest in. Now, I said something to them. I will pause my investment until I get my C of O. Okay. Do you know that the Ogun State government has gone out of their way to help me get my C of O?
The evolution. Let me finish what I'm saying. I don't think we. I don't really want us to go on the issue of Nigeria.
Yes.
I don't care about Nigeria.
Okay, go to the space.
You can have investment in Ogun State, in your state. It doesn't really matter. Dangote has a refinery in Lagos. If Nigeria break up today, you will have your way. It doesn't really matter. No. We are not going to do that. Whoever want to. I live in Canada. I obey the rules and regulations of here. We cannot continue in this way. We cannot continue in a country where everything is disarray. There's no law. Nobody obeys law, even from top to the bottom. We cannot continue to live like that.
Okay.
Let's
go back to the actual topic of discussion, and to that space of a disarray and law and order. The reassurance that Malami is trying to give us that he has not helped himself to the 2 billion naira that he's been accused of. I am saying that narrative is speaking to the international community because of the preconditions that they put in place for those remittances. And this Alice Madueke's jewelry that they have seized since 2016, and their per minute offer, how much of it will still be left? I wonder. This is the question. And of course, Atiku and Tinubu hugging and kissing at the airport, but it is not politics. So Ovie will tell you it's the elite. It's the elite. Is it the elite?
The point is that is why I'm drawing this reference. These people are riding on our back. And there is no way, if you review constitution today, even if you have new constitution, the same thing will still go on. It is not going to change because they are immune to that. It can never be changed, no matter any constitution you have. They are immune to that. When you have your own country, then you can deal with whoever you want to deal with ruthlessly. That is just the fact. The issue of Madueke.
Yeah, but Baba Akure, reason with me now. Reason with me. Based on your own narrative. Based on your own narrative that even if you restructure, that nothing is going to change, right? That is your own narrative. And I'm trying to go the angle of your own narrative. Now, we have an emperor in the Southwest. An emperor.
Who is that emperor?
No,
Tinubu, you know who it is now, Tinubu.
Why are they afraid? Why are they afraid? They are running up and down. Do you aware?
Oh, okay. Let hold on. Let Evolution ask his question, and then let Baba Akure answer, and then let Baba Akure progress with this narration, so I can sweep up everybody, so that everybody would have had a say. So put your question to him. He will address that as part of his opening monologue, and then I'll go to VA, Ego, and then I am African. So we do it that way. Put your question, Evolution.
Okay. Yes, I'll put my question, but I will actually want to speak to VA. Because Ovie, I consider him extremely successful. He knows he is part of the elite. In fact, Ovie is part of the people that they will attack if the law and order.
Ovie is Nigeria's last hope. Ovie is Nigeria's last hope. Is the one just holding on to that door. He's just holding with the last, his nails is clawing at it. That please don't go. Please don't go.
But now, look, the emperor of the Southwest he has been holding Lagos State to the jugular. He has been dictating the terms. And
I was reading an article today so hold on, Evolution. I was reading an article today that this guy, just as a side betting, is collecting 9 billion naira steady out of the internally generated revenues in Lagos State every month, just as a side bet. Though that's not his main dish. Just as a side bet, he's collecting 9 billion steady every month.
10 years
not every year, every month. 9 billion.
Every month, 10 years ago.
Yes.
10 years ago.
Anyway, Evolution, put your question to Baba Akure so we can progress.
So we can remember there was something I said here, which I expected all my attackers to at least investigate. 2007, Fashola came to the bond market to raise 100 billion. The 100 billion was for a particular stretch of road and infrastructure, Lagos Badagry. He eventually raised 144 billion. You wanted to raise 100, you got 144. You absorbed everything. And now, when it was time for elections and people started asking questions, based on, the normal Nigerian way, who lives on that axis? It's people that are non-compliant. But either way, Baba Akure, please, I am asking you that is wishing for Nzobu that Nnamdi Kanu has been advocating for, please, what is the level of blood bank? What is the level of food?
No, those are just no. Nobody plans for that in a war situation, though. Those are incidental. So Evolution. Let Baba Akure have the floor so he can just address some of the things you say. So Baba Akure,
the issue is that when the time comes, because you believe, because I've been listening to your narrative, you believe that, okay, because of northern part is producing food to other part of Nigeria now, that is why we have to continue in this abject poverty, and that is why Nigeria is not going to break up, because if they break up, you are not going to have anything to eat. Now, are you aware of what happened in Idiroko today?
What happened?
You are aware of that? We are not dealing with issue of Nsobu. If you must understand that, and I must let you know, because you mentioned, I don't care about whatever Igbo does. They want Biafra. Good. They be marginalized. There is nobody. We cannot dispute that. So now, you mentioned in your statement that if Igbo, where are they going to get money to run the country? The same issue. What you said is the same thing is what Femi Falana said when some people are agitating for Yoruba nation. He was putting a cart before us. How can you achieve something? Because he was talking about education. He was talking about what are the plans. Would you get out of mess before you start? Before you have concrete plan? So even now, the same country.
But even to that space, we have a lot of experts in all of these spaces within all of those geographical space. We have a lot of experts in banking and finance, and we have a lot of billionaires in Igbo land, in Yoruba land. We have a lot of educators. We have a lot of everything. So all of these things will come together almost seamlessly. So it's just a mute point.
The issue of you saying that Igbo is not going to develop, where are they going to get money? Just wait until that time. The only
immediately they will get money immediately. But to the conversation,
the whole nation will support you. That is just the point. Do you aware that they run what do we call it? Custom out of Idiroko today. When angry youth mob them in that place, where are they? Do you know they run away? And this is the place they locked for 2 years. Nothing came out of that place. And you want to continue the same nonsense? Why some people will be dominating on other people and they just suppress them like they are animals? Anyway, let me just forget about that. The issue of jewelleries of Diezani, the same thing. So when somebody has about $80 million worth of gold, that is just ordinary gold. We are not talking of shoe. We're not talking of clothes.
No, the jewelries is about 14 billion naira, and then additional properties worth 80 million naira. And this from a woman that was just the Minister of Petroleum. I'm not quite sure what wealth she had prior, but really are eye-popping amounts of money, as always.
You can imagine that. So that is why I'm saying, even though if we restructure, it is not going to work, because some people will still use the loophole that they are elite, they are this, they are that, they are gangster, and they still siphon the money.
Really disagreeing. I agree with what you just said now.
Why they will not be able to deal with them ruthlessly?
Sorry, I've had to remove evolution for a moment because it's cutting in. Carry on, Baba, correct?
Because when you have your own thing, you will know. Okay, this is you have to unanimously agree. This is what we want in our society. We cannot continue like this. We all live in abroad. We see what is going on. Sometimes you shed tears for Nigeria. What is going on? Everything is just skyrocket. People cannot even afford food, and you're talking about Nigeria every single day.
But just speaking to the politics of the space, this meeting, of course, if Atiku and Tinubu just happen to run into each other at the airport, nothing wrong. Yeah, nothing wrong with saying hello, but there's no coincidence in politics. And only a fool will just think, oh, they just happen to be at the airport at the same time.
Exactly.
It's completely ridiculous. Tinubu lives in Lagos, Atiku lives in Dubai, so he just happens to be at the airport in Abuja when Atiku was coming in, and he had to be polite and say hello. This is what they're telling. It's just complete nonsense. But
go ahead.
No, but what is at play? You see, because this is what people like Ovie, etc., are saying, that, look, these people are, and by the way, it's not news to anybody. We all know that they're all the same. But all these people that sacrifice themselves for all these political leanings, and this, of course, is what politics really is. Because what you are seeing now is the discussions and alignments for 2023. So essentially, the president is going to come out of those two people that met at the airport in Abuja, whether fortuitously or not, and what discussions took place. It's just a mess.
And do you want to remind you? Do you want to gist you something?
Go on.
Don't be surprised that if these two person lost their ticket, don't be surprised that they will meet together and form a party.
Of course, but imagine.
For over a year now, that two of them
and that party will win. That party will win.
Exactly. These people are just riding us. They're just playing a fake game. Like Ovie said, they are just playing us, and you want us to continue the same way. They asked this guy Bauer, the new EFCC chairman. They cannot. All the property they've already recovered now. Some of them are already they claim to be there. They claim that they are somewhere. So they then ask him, why don't you know that vehicle is depreciating? Why don't you sell those vehicles and use the money to augment the budget? But we know for
this Bauer is a criminal himself, by the way. But that is just by the by.
Of course. So everybody just take money anyhow. They just pocket it. as if the other people are animals.
But
this is what happened today now. This is the same problem because people are so hungry. People are feeling hungry. They cannot eat. They don't have nothing. They have to bust the entry point in the local today. There are over 1,000 youths that bomb the place. If we organize things the way we're supposed to have it, everybody have something to do. Everybody is feeling fine. They are eating at least 3 square meals a day. Do you think they will go and do that? Do you think? The same thing over. Some people stealing millions of dollars. It's the same thing we're still talking about. These two guys.
Is this Sunday Igboho that led that Iroko something?
No, it is just ordinary. In fact, it is just ordinary. Some guys. They just went there and just ransacked the whole place and busted the whole place, opened the place wide.
Okay, because they are making their attribution to Sunday Igboho, but
that is bullshit, and it was not there. So what is going on in the eastern part now? That is what is going to happen in the west, because I know for sure they will want to retaliate, and those guys will not even take it easy. The two guys you said they met now, Bola Tinubu and Atiku. Do they have any good plan for us? Absolutely not. How they want to become number one? Then they still siphon money because everybody just want to take whatever they can take. The money they cannot even finish in their lifetime. Why people are suffering?
But you have to understand that Sunday Igboho, he promised to open up that Iroko space. And he promised to open the border. So the attribution is going to go to Sunday Igboho, and they are going to go after him off the back of that.
There is no doubt. There is no doubt about that because I watched some clip on YouTube, and they say, "Oh, he said so the other day," and some guys went there today and opened it up. So now that is anarchy. That is anarchy.
Okay, well, that is a new angle because, of course, this I suspect might well lead to the arrest or attack on Sunday Igboho. So let me just let me see if I've got it. Baba Akure, I may well have what you're just referencing now. So this is what you're referencing. What happened in Iroko today? So what you are seeing essentially are people just opening up that border space, which is something that Sunday Igboho had spoken to. So this is the mass of crowd. This attribution is going to Sunday Igboho, by the way. So this is the mass of crowd that he commands. So Baba Akure, that is the latest development according to you. So, but still back to the narrative, just give us your opening comments so we can take a view and the rest of everybody else. So Baba Akure.
As I said, the money they stole, you can see they cannot account for it because I watch a Senate panel. They also regarding what you are talking about. They did not even bring the paperwork to the committee. Even the same Malami, they were granting him. He could not even defend himself properly. So everybody is just taking whatever they can take out of this thing. They just want to take it and just run the whole place grand. They want to run it at grand. Right now they don't have money. Everybody just taking the little that is still there. And you went to you submitted a letter for the approval of a 2.3 trillion naira loan. Why people are just taking money left and right?
But should they not, just what you are saying, should they not make the approval of those loans, an understanding of this money is a precondition for, because you are saying you've recovered enough more than you are claiming that you want to borrow. So first account for that recovered money, then you might not then need to borrow. I mean, what?
Because they are just stealing the money. They're just stealing the money. Can you hear this and be happy? When the money, they tell us they recover this also amount of billions of dollars, they recover this also billions of pounds, they recover so. Where is the money? You can't even see what they use this money for.
According to Zainab Ahmed, the finance minister, they borrowed it and they will pay it back in the future.
He did mention in the committee now that the 45 million pound, is it 45 million pound Ibori loot?
No, 4.2 or something. Yeah.
Okay, that they've already sent it to the
Delta State.
Delta State.
And Delta
State they never received the money.
Yes. So in between, you know how slow the banking system is in Nigeria. So they would have transmitted it to Delta State, but it's still on its way. Maybe by the year 2030, it will get to Delta State. We don't know.
It is government to government. It shouldn't take more than 24 hours.
They've looted it, of course. So it's just essentially what
the same thing we say. So the money just comes. You just hear it, and the money gone. The money gone. Then we have to continue with this. Nothing is going to change. I'm very sorry to say it, because these people are already immune to this situation. That is, they just use the issue of constitutional review. They just use that to buy time, just to buy time. Nothing is going to come out of it, because they are benefiting from this looting. So they will not do anything about it.
What is coming out of the Oduduwa nation space then? Any developments that we need updating on, or things are just going on steady? Any big moves? Any big moves being made in our Oduduwa nation?
You want to come there? They are having rally on 5 in Ekiti. They are having big rally in Abeokuta on June 12th. So if you want to attend, you cordially welcome.
Yes, everybody welcome. Just bring your placard. We don't go green. We don't go green. All right, thank you, Baba.
No. The issue is that it is just this guy that broke the border today. Now that is only my.
But I'm going to be monitoring the news. But by tomorrow, I'm expecting that there to be a warrant out for the arrest or something.
Exactly.
That is good. Yeah.
I don't like that. They should have just continued doing what they are doing steadily.
But that steadily, maybe they are doing the Nnamdi Kanu approach. Just smash everything first and then see what happens. You know, sometimes the JEWELLERIES does not work.
But one man, you are obviously right now. One man, you're right. The people that make the headlines are Sunday Igboho, Nnamdi Kanu. They make the headlines, and there is a reason why they make the headlines. The reason why they make the headlines is because we have a lot of youths that are hungry, angry, unemployed.
Do you think they're, hold on, Evolution, do you think they're a lost generation, this youth? I'm talking about people, especially between the ages of 35 and let's say 19 within the Nigerian space. Because these people, there's no possibility of any form of employment, and very quickly their dignity is stripped off them in their search for money. Are these people essentially a lost generation of people? I'm talking about people from the ages of 19 to 35 within the Nigerian space.
19 to 35, they are actually the bulk of the youth that we keep on referring to. And that is why they have voice. Remember, there was something I said yesterday, and I will still maintain it. It is controversial. Please don't cut me off. Nnamdi Kanu has been calling for stay at home. And I was of the opinion, growing up in the Southeast, we have always had that stay at home.
You know, there were some shootings. You know, a few people were killed off the back of that today. Of course, the last one I saw, they were counting about 5 or 7, about 5 policemen and some locals off the back of this sit-at-home, stay-at-home procession. you know, or just as I was saying yesterday.
The sit at home starts tomorrow. Now, well, today, depending on where you are listening in from, because one man, you have a lot of following.
You'll be surprised, you know. Somebody from Cambodia, I've got Afghanistan. It's amazing. Saudi Arabia, some girl phoned in from Saudi Arabia, and she's not even Nigerian, she's Kenyan.
One man, somebody called me today and asked me a question. He said to me, since when did you start answering evolution? I was like, what are you talking about? He said, you always talk on one show that is hosted by one Yoruba goat. One Yoruba.
There you
and
go.
I now said to him, exactly, hold on. And I now said to him, oh, you've been listening to the show and you recognize my voice and you are still calling him names. He now said to me, look, our leader has called them saboteurs. Now, the challenge we have, when I say elite consensus, it is not because I believe people that your listeners call elite. Elite is anybody that will eventually sit down and have a conversation.
What you are calling for is an intellectual reawakening. The silent majority is what you're calling for.
No, but one man, after the Nzobu, you must actually send people that will negotiate. And
yes, no, this is what we are saying. This is just evolution. This is what I'm not sure how long you have been following, but this has been the narrative that has been pushing since that Nnamdi Kanu has plateaued. He has reached his tipping point and he has reached the length of his capacity. So what he needs now are seasoned, experienced, educated, and savvy people to move it forward. Because he has achieved all that Nzobu would ever achieve, and I'm not sure that he has more. I'm not sure that he has more to offer than Nzobu.
I agree with you, but remember, like I told you, I called some of my people and I told them, look, one person, I have been listening to you, evolution, since when did you start answering evolution? And you listen to that bigot. And the bigot is obviously
you know, hold on, evolution. You know incredible. What? Hold on.
I see you as a bigot.
No, hold on, evolution. You know what? Well, I'm clearly not. I've told you already. Over 40% of my followership are Igbo, which is the largest of. They are double in number. Because I have all the analytics from YouTube. YouTube gives you so I cannot be a bigot and have this larger following of Igbo people. But let me just say this: the difficulty now, because the Biafran narrative has reached a crossroad. As I said, Nnamdi Kanu has plateaued because he has reached the limit of his potency. He has pushed the strength that he has to its climax. But then, is he going to yield space? Not to yield completely, but is he going to make room for people who understand the next stage of the narrative to come in and influence that narrative? Or is his ego going to be an impediment to that exactly that he says he's aspiring to? So his ego is the defining factor for the next move of that Biafran narrative. For me, it's all about that guy's ego. But evolution, let's hear from Ovie. We've not heard from him. Ovie, we see you.
But before Ovie comes on, I would want to remind us of something. As at 2006, Nnamdi Kanu had 7 million euros in his account. As at 2006, but continue. I'll still speak later.
No, but I can tell you he has more now because he's just hired a lobby firm in America for 300 he's just spent $300 million on a lobby firm in America, so certainly more. But let's hear from Ovie just to mix up. Ovie, so thank you for waiting. So to this space, your sister, they are trying to auction off our jewelry, but they are stealing it one by one. Diezani'S, whatever. And then this guy, Malami, is trying to make excuses for the 2 billion that has been attributed to him, but I'm saying that in the wordings of those excuses, is gearing the excuses towards the international community because there are preconditions to those repatriations, and that precondition is being flouted by the rerouting. So that is the space that is speaking to. And Atiku, of course, I know you will say it is the elite, it is the elite, but Atiku and Tinubu were seen in a cozy cuddle up and kissing and hugging in Abuja airport. So leaving aside elements of sexuality, what do you read into that in terms of politics, Ovie?
I just want to know why Babakura is laughing.
I know.
Just laughing about hugging and kissing.
Yeah. No, the picture is there now. If you want me to show you the picture, I will show you the picture.
Are they anti-man?
I don't know. This is it. You know, we have Bobrisky now in Nigeria, so everything goes. Yeah, and then we have Bobrisky. Yeah, so carry on now. Yeah.
Where do I start from? Atiku and I mean, you know, I told you I think about 3 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. That
we can't hear you, Ovie.
Huh? You can't hear me?
Yeah, just put it up just a notch. Yeah.
Okay. You know, I told you I think about 3 weeks ago, and I said all this noise about the southern governor, all this blah blah. Just wait first, maybe Baba come down. That is coming on the 29th of this month. That when he come, they say, what does that got to do with anything? I said, don't worry, when he come, the narrative will change. That's how powerful that guy is. Now, the two of them coming together, one thing I'm saying in this whole thing is that is the beginning of breaking up of APC and PDP as well, because
that is what Babakura is suggesting.
Yes, I think the two old men have seen the handwriting on the wall that they might scheme them out from both parties. Atiku might, even though it's a slim chance that Atiku listen the secret of PDP, it's a slim chance, but I think they've seen the handwriting on the wall that those guys might gang give them Wike is growing strong guy by the day. They might gang up against him and lost the ticket. The same thing with Tinubu.
Is it not Wike that is saying that he's going to flog people? That's Wike. I mean, he needs to settle down, It's starting to get on people's nerves, including mine.
It's part of the game.
Yeah.
So Tinubu, on the other hand, has seen you don't see Baba movement say, man, this man did that gentleman agreement with them agree so nice. Blase, come up for the room with them made the agreement. So he's seeing it now. So himself now, second option that last if APC won't fuck out. So there's a probability that those two people may join force and either produce one person.
And of course, if Tinubu and Atiku come together, then all of the influence in APC will move immediately to that party, and all of the influence in PDP will move to that party. Fashola will move. Oshibanjo will move. Akeredolu, what is his name? Aregoshala will move.
It depends. If even if all those people move, the chance of them succeeding is still largely depends on the electoral bill. If they don't pass the electoral bill, if they want to use it in 1999, they wait and they do them. Then why they don't
you mean they just write figures? If Mahmoud is the one determining the president,
why lose the election? Because he's still in control of the military. He's in control of everything. So he no go fit do election. But
Buhari is not going to run again. We agree that. If Atiku and Tinubu form a party, then the person
not going to run again. He will look for. He will empower somebody that will cover.
It will be El Rufai. It will be El Rufai. Would it not? It will be El Rufai. So what we're saying essentially is El Rufai going up against the weight of Atiku and Tinubu. I don't think even rigging can do that.
I think they would rather come together. It will pay them more if they come together, produce somebody so that the two of them now they will divide the country into two by themselves. Or I don't know if they go fit give way for themselves and contest.
No, I think Tinubu will have to give way to Atiku. Well, Atiku versus El Rufai.
I don't see them winning then. I don't see them winning. If either of them
you don't see Atiku winning against El Rufai?
No, if they join force and empower somebody else, there's a probability. But if any of them come out, then I don't see any of them winning.
All right. Okay.
Then the Maduwe KDC is still see. politics season like this now, winch on season. So all those things now seeing that. I mean, this woman don't dey on the news. They don't know say he don't take money for how many years ago now. Why they don't bring her out now? Now to tell
No. To
southern
be fair, what is going on at the moment is that there's an ad hoc committee going on in the House of Representatives looking into exactly what has happened to.
Waiting will come out of all those things. At the end of the day, now just to tell the southern elite, say come. We know.
It's not just the no. Hold on, because they are dragging. No. They are dragging Abubakar Malami also through the coal. So it's not just the southern.
None of them. You cannot jail any of these people.
We know. We know they can't be jailed.
All these senators to occupy the air space so that we could talk until that to buy time. And before you know, I think at the end, what I'm saying, the federal government, rather than going for say this constitutional whatever they are going about, parading themselves, they Malami again to say, okay, we'll push the electoral bill instead. We'll sign that one instead, and let's forget about this amendment to whoever is.
What exactly is in that electoral bill? What is it? Is it some digitalized voting or what? I have to look that up because they could have passed it for the last election and they did not. So that tells us then that will prevent a lot of the riggings that is going on. So that electoral bill, what does it contain and how does it serve for better democracy within?
I don't have much detail about it now because it's been a while actually.
It's homework for the future. So it's something,
It has a lot to do with result transmission from it, It has a lot to do with a modern way of collecting the
because the Europeans are also trying to force them.
Now they see they control. So I don't believe in them too. So nobody's going to go to jail about it. Now, if you listen, Malami was sounding kind of weird about 2 weeks ago that they don't get about 200 people, whatever people that are sponsoring terrorism and fighting, that they will be going after them one by one. All these things are conscious. They just bring out to them and say, come, we'll never forget to. So, and everybody wait there on that list or wait they don't take money from our own region now will now be very kind of calm and patient. Say, come, if they feel they drag this woman like this, there's probability that before you know it will link me. So all these things now, political gimmicks, they which on themselves until now they are buying time. Now we know they talk about constitutional amendment again. We know they talk about succession again. Look at what we are talking about here. So now time that they buy before you know it's over. We don't campaign for the men again.
But we are still talking about secession with the Oduduwa movement breaking down the borders wherever it is that they've just broken down borders now.
Cash cow. Everybody is trying to gather followers. I tell you, at the end of the day, we still with one solid title like that. Because followers. Those followers, no, they're not going to vote. Are they not going to vote? Who are they going to vote?
You know what I see, Ovie? I see when the moment comes and the politics starts, I see Igboho endorsing. Hold on. I see Igboho endorsing people to say that I endorse this one because that one will go in there and fight for the Yoruba nation that we want. So that is when it's going to cash in on this movement that he has. When the politics starts in full, he will bring up some senator and say, oh, this senator, we are fighting for Yoruba nation, but he will go to the Nigerian Senate and he will get that Yoruba nation for you. So vote for him. So it's going to cash in, obviously, when the politics in.
I remember at that time, all of them fit talk any as like they're not going to fear again. Say they will come, they will caution them. So now everybody can talk, everybody can associate with whoever I want to associate with. So all these things, as they told you, everything that is happening is unfortunately people are dying. But now see these same people who are responsible for these people who are dying everywhere.
You know, they were doing an audit of the people that have died so far this year, close to 5,000 from banditry, kidnapping, police shooting, etc. So 5,000 already lost this year. Just wasted lives on the Nigerian.
Anybody responsible? I hold our southern politicians responsible because they collect bribe, whatever position to allow this Fulani to be doing and undoing. They know if you tell me they don't know. Amechi was running up and down spending billions in the north.
That Amechi, it will never make heaven.
So they know that's why now they be our problem. And now because we are easily to point to the center, now make themselves not really the call Buhari and this small team they call. I understand why that they happen, but until we begin to drag our own our own elected officials, you see, they could tighten up. This no could just dey flow like that. All these appointments will not just happen like that without going on check or anything. So it's almost
never
our
make
own,
it.
how we take hold our
I
own
don't
people
feel
for
laugh.
this reach. Because all this going and coming and going, we are just giving them more avenue to buy time to unfold and undo.
Can I say something to what?
We are not together at all.
Go on.
Okay.
Go on.
Now, in support of Ovie view, you see, when I saw the way all those senators were making us, I just said to myself, nothing is going to happen, because they are just doing that to tell us that they are doing something. Nothing is going to come out of it. They are just making stupid noise, because you can hear them how they are harassing Bawa and harassing Attorney General, and I just said to myself, oh, just to buy time to tell us that they are doing something.
The thing is, they just use it to collect their own money.
And that of Tinubu and what Atiku. If the ticket of PDP eventually slips away from him and go to the east or middle belt, or maybe, and if APC come to the south, but maybe go to what's the name of this guy from Ekiti?
Fayemi.
And if these two join together, Atiku and Tinubu join together, it will be slide victory for two of them. I can bet you that.
They will be defeated. Who will defeat them?
No, I said they will defeat everybody that comes to their way.
No, I agree.
Because they will form new party. And let me tell you something, right? You see, all the northern part will vote for Atiku. So that is what is going to play out.
Because outside of Buhari, there's nobody else in the APC that is presidential worthy. The only name that they are speaking to is El Rufai, and anytime you hear him in the news asking to go and arrest the labor leader and brutalizing the people of Southern South, it's just already power mad.
In a modern democracy, everybody is worthy to be a president. Forget this.
Well, no, not everybody is worthy to be president. You have to have a name that carries.
See, it's not up to you. Nobody will, right of man, choose Buhari to be his president before
now.
But
Buhari, whether you like him or not, Buhari carries a name that is like a colossal name within the Nigerian space. Whether you like him or not, he carries that name. But there's nobody else that carries a presidential name in APC.
Because it's not up to me and you. We know if we make that claim. And again, just
it's up to us. We are Nigerians.
We must air our views.
We're Nigerians. It's up to us. Who else is it up to apart from us?
When I mean it's not up to us. When I mean it's not up to us. Come 2023, two people will be presented to us. Among those two people, if they give you any of us or any Nigerian power to choose president, none of those names will ever come to that person's mind.
Yeah, but that applies in any country now. That's not.
When it comes to presidency in any country, anywhere in the world, it's not by election and selection. So it's not up to me and you. Now the elite
Hold on. You are missing a step in your narration there. Before they present before they present those people, they have to assess how those people will resonate with the nation and the electorate. You can't just go and otherwise.
What is the assessment you think? What is the assessment?
It is name recognition, it is nationalistic outlook, it is broad appeal.
Now that's where you get it wrong.
Oh, right. You don't need broad appeal. You don't need broad appeal to
select who will.
What are you talking about, Ovie? What are you talking about?
Listen, they will select.
No, but one man ask him who will select.
Their interest. That's who they select.
They will do what?
Who will take their interest and their property? That's who they say. That's who they select.
You don't get it. You don't get it. You always get it up to a point, then you miss it. Ovie, this is what I've noticed. You get it up to a point and then you miss it.
One man, if those men get hold of you within 6 months, half of Nigeria will first know you first.
Okay.
In a very different dimension. Now packaging.
Okay.
One man.
Okay, now going back with the Diezani, what is happening to Diezani now? Very soon, more are still coming to other people. I'm not going to surprise. Very soon, you're going to hear something about Atiku because of this stunt where they pull and boy.
No, they can't. There's not much more they can tell us about Atiku. I mean, what else can they say about Atiku that they have not said?
Things they were never heard before. That man is in public space for 40 years.
Let's hear from Nordicoin, who has been waiting patiently. Nordicoin, we say you.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the opportunity. Well, I've heard you guys. So much has been said. Well, you see Nigeria with this wala. Sometimes one is at loss as to what to say, how to kind of like explain what could happen and what could not happen. But for me, you see, every day we keep seeing a lot of distractions. All this thing playing out, for me, I think it's just distractions. And I want to believe that the so-called agitation, the Yoruba.
What is it? Sorry, what is it distracting from?
I mean, all this whole thing, this different news coming out from that country is so distracting. We can't even focus on whether it's the agitation or if it's the what's it called, the constitutional conference, whatever they are.
But what is your focus? What is your preference? Where would you like?
That's what I'm saying.
So they control what you hear and what you listen to. So it's not up to
That's it. So they kind of like they're trying to distract us. That's what I see about all this whole thing. Now the thing is that it's now gradually looking like everything is just like you can't even lay a finger to one thing exactly that could happen or you can predict, because usually you can tell how the future is going to be with the current events. Now, with all this whole permutation or whatever they call it, politicking or going around, it's very difficult for one to say exactly what's going to happen. But for what I just know is this. One thing is certain for me is at the level of which the unrest in Nigeria is going, if it continues like that, I don't see 2023 election holding. What I see is probably what happened in Mali might happen. Yeah, it might happen. It's possible. There's every possibility it might happen. Some group of military guys can just take over. I don't know who or where or that person is going to come from. I just see that might happen because if the unrest continues and it escalates more than what we're seeing right now, I think
you see, Nordic, that in itself is a difficulty. If northern hold on now, Ovie, if a northern military person takes over, then of course the South will say that this is a ruse to self-perpetuate and to perpetuate in perpetuity. So the South will rebel against that for some Fulani guy to be saying fellow Nigerian.
Most definitely.
Hold on, Ovie.
Let me ask
hold on. Can you just hold on? Let me present him this narrative. If a northerner does the coup, the southerners will repel it and rebel against it. And if a southerner does the coup, then the northerners, of course, will rebel against it, that they have truncated their presidency. So who carries that coup even? That is just fraught with all manners of difficulties.
Well, it's hard to say. Yeah, like you said, it's hard to say what might happen, what might not happen. But like you said, it might very likely happen, like you said. If a northerner should take over and the South rebel and say, well, this is it, we're not doing it anymore. And if it's a southerner, it might be the other way too. So, but then the thing is, from what I see is, if truly this whole agitation, besides the Biafra, which I want to believe Nnamdi Kanu is real and is really into this whole agitation of wanting to break out from Nigeria.
So do you believe or you want to believe?
Well, you see, sometimes what I see sometimes, some of the things I see from the IPOB and everything, it looks so comical to me sometimes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You have a Yoruba accent anyway, so I know you're a Yoruba.
How do you know I'm a Yoruba? How do you know? I mean,
from your accent.
Oh, well, my accent tells you that. What about if I speak Yoruba and I'm not a Yoruba person?
This guy
fair enough.
He's from the north, either Jos or Kaduna.
All right, carry on.
So what I'm saying is, it looks ridiculous sometimes when you look at some of the things that they churn out from Nnamdi Kanu say sometimes, and you give it a careful look and investigation. You find out that it's not really the way he said it or what he's trying to present. But anyway, let's just now talking about Sunday Igboho. I'm seeing that too to be it's like somebody is acting in some people's behalf here. Because Sunday Igboho is also looking to me like maybe he's being compromised himself too.
In what way?
When he was saying, I mean, was it this week or sometime this week or last week? He was saying something about Tinubu, Baba Tinubu, and things like that. Say if Tinubu we want him to become the president of Oduduwa Republic. I was like, whoa, what's going on here? Like, this guy, you're beginning to show, I mean, the true intent of this whole thing.
No, but Tinubu is a Yoruba man and a senior
politician. He is, but it's not
yeah.
on him. It's not on him to be telling. You see, that's just this is why I'm going. One man does not have to call the shots. Because you are leading the agitation does not mean you have the final say. You get what I'm trying to say? So what I'm saying,
this is what we're finding with these agitators. They always overreach themselves. Sunday Igboho, Nnamdi Kanu, they always overreach themselves. They are just meant to punch through and create that space for more intelligent and enlightened people. They are not the intelligent and enlightened
that's
people.
What I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
They're just soldiers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The whole thing is looking like it's looking ridiculous to me.
Nnamdi Kanu, Sunday Igboho, they are meant to create nuisance value. And they have created that nuisance value. Now,
yes, I think that is essentially what Nodicoin is saying as well. Yeah.
What nuisance value? We now have to support the movement after them, because these people cannot lead us to the promised land.
Yeah, but that is the difficulty. Evolution, because they've enjoyed the allure and the luster of attention and adulation. They are not going to give up that space easily, even though they have done their job. But let Ovie come in, and then we go back to Nodicoin to finish his thought.
You know why Nigeria cannot? What happened in Mali cannot happen in Nigeria? One thing is, military coup can never happen in Nigeria again. We don't big past that level. Nothing happen. Two, the elite, the elite are not even, they're not even quarrel safe. They are very together. They are happy. They are smiling. They are living fat every day. They are flourishing. So it will never lead to that, unless if the masses now decided to say, okay, we want to back either of Kanu, just like Evolution put it, they should create news and say, okay, we won't follow their route, or won't follow Igboho route, then that might create that division within the elite. Until we are able to create that division in our elite, this journey where we did, so you see get lifespan is long. And again, you asked a question about the generation that that the younger generation might use the word. I think largely, I would say 100% of at this moment, our problem and solution line on this group of people where you refer to. So
Who?
We are the younger generation that you
No, the younger generation have no solution to anything. What potency do they have?
Listen, let me tell you
what potency do you have in the space that we're talking about now?
Good. Let me break it down for you. Within now 2033, if this group of people not do anything to destabilize the system, then your prediction might come to pass. Of course, the cyber economy, we actually create
forget the cyber economy. The cyber economy started 20 years ago. It's not a new phenomenon.
Listen, it's growing by the day. That's what it's growing
by the day. We all know this, but
it's not wait now. I'm talking about if anything doesn't
look. What I'm saying to you, which you are not acknowledging, Ovie, is that this space that Nigeria is in now is rife for. Hold on. This space that we're in, you don't have an impact now. So what is your impact? You are saying younger generation. We don't see you.
Allow me answer your question now.
You are talking. You want to start talking crypto. No. You want to be saying cryptocurrency, Abi? What are you?
You don't want me to tell you yes or no. It doesn't
okay, carry on.
That. These same people where would they regard as a useless generation. So they don't. You see what they did with the answers. That is a sign. And I'm telling you.
Forget answers, man. We already know that's a failure.
Let me answer your question now. Just allow me talk. Within the next 10 years, if this said generation not disturb the way the Nigerian system is, then there's going to be that generation where there's going to be the useless generation. And there's a deliberate attempt to create that the larger population of that 50 million and 500 million that they are projecting between now and 2050. They want to create that useless generation to be the majority of that population generation should come from Nigeria. Why? Because of the manpower. And regardless how I put them, we get them and they continue to grow. So there's a deliberate attempt from the war power to create that life space. So that's why
you know what your generation is. Your generation is like Prince Charles, just hanging around, waiting to be king, and then you get old.
There's no space. Out of no space, answers happen.
No.
What do you mean there's no space? We are not expecting anybody to create that space.
I am not saying there's no space. I am saying the space is here now, but your presence is not there.
Don't worry.
Your presence is not there. So that is why hold on. That is why I asked Evolution earlier that generation 19 to 35. Are we essentially discounting them now as a wasted and a lost generation? Because we don't see your voice or your impact in anything at all, apart from doing fine boy and trading cryptocurrency. There's nothing else you're doing. Apart from doing fine boy and trading cryptocurrency, there's nothing else the Nigerian youth is doing.
You know
everybody wants to be Davido.
That's why you don't allow me to talk. Allow me to talk if you are not scared of my point. You are saying there's no space, out of the useless generation, answers happen, and the whole world witness what happened. You might say it's not successful, but just leave it like that. You don't expect this same generation to do the way their grandfather did. You don't expect them to act the way their father did, that they still get the same result. Don't worry, give them. I'm telling you, between now and 2030, something is going to happen, and if it doesn't happen, then you'll be right to talk.
Let me just say this to you, we
don't expect them to create their revenue.
Hold on. Let me say this to you,
give us power. We are going to demand right now. You no worry. You will broadcast it. You will be here to analyze everything that we take.
Well, I'll be happy to, but I've not seen your presence in anything.
No worry,
not a single thing. Let me tell you what I see. Let me tell you what I see. Okay, let me tell you what I see. Let me tell you what I see over here. I see a country called Nigeria being run by 80-something-year-old men who are constantly in and out of hospital. And then I see that country that tells me that 70% of its population is under 35. And then I look to that space that is called Nigeria. I see waste and chaos everywhere that is being run aground by these 80-something-year-old men, and I see a vacuum that needs to be filled. And who should fill that vacuum? The mass of the population. But where is your face? It is not there.
Okay,
you are playing crypto.
You are right. You are right in your summation. You are right.
PlayStation.
You are right in your summation. But guess what? Listen, you are right in your summation, but guess what? We are victim today because we rely so much on your generation. We do much respect.
Well, there you are.
Listen,
so do something.
You don't want me to. You don't want me to talk.
PlayStation. Come off, please. Put PlayStation down and do something. Put Xbox down and do something. Let's see your face.
Allow me talk now. You keep interrupting my point. You ask me question. You don't want me to answer.
We dance around, but
I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm telling you why it is like that. I'm telling you why it's like that. And trust me, once bitten is twice shy. We have on our generation so much that you guys failed us. You are not even don't you respect. You are not even ashamed of saying that 80-something are ruling us. Which whereby you who are in your either 40, 50, 60 are there. You are not want to put the blame on the young innocent generation that you people deliberately sold out. Don't worry, we are coming. The time will come.
All right.
You see, but
the space is there.
We are not that useless.
The space is there. Occupy it. The space is there.
Don't worry. We are not going to do it your own way. That's where you are getting it wrong. It's not going to happen the way you have been doing it. It's going to come in the way that never existed. Just like it says.
I play PlayStation, but let me respond to Ovie, please.
You sold Ovie out, man.
Please, let me respond to Ovie. Ovie.
Yes.
Ovie will talk grammar, but
no, don't be grammar. This one don't be grammar. Don't be grammar. I will talk here.
Ovie, hold on.
Now, wait and see. Wait and see. Ovie will tell you wait and see.
No, what make I tell you say, oh, it will happen tomorrow.
Ovie, hold on.
Ask him, but his answer will be wait and see. Boy, ask him.
Few years back, my daughter called me and now said, oh, I am in love with blah, 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 blah. Eventually, my daughter was in love with a Fulani boy. I am an Igbo man. You can imagine my reactions when my daughter said, oh, I am in love with ABCD. And it ended up being a Fulani boy. The only thing I said to her, honey, remember, your beloved is a Fulani. And at the end of the day, even if I approve and support this marriage, his people will always tell him something. Look, oh, yes, you are married, though, but you are not yet fully married. You have to marry a proper Fulani woman. That was what I said to my daughter. Eventually, I mean, you know, kids these days, you can't force them to take decisions. You can only support them, even if you don't agree. Because if you decide to do nzobu, like my people will always do, they will ignore you and send you pictures. And there is nothing you can do about it. Conversations, dialogue is the only way. How did I solve my dilemma? I asked them to come back. Actually, I even went there, met the boy, discussed with him, had the conversation, invited them down. Now, my problem was solved when they came to Nigeria, because I now had to open up and say to him, look, did you discuss this with your people? He now said to me, oh, no, oh, that he does not need the approval. I laughed. I laughed. I said to him, you think that...
Sorry, did you want to ask Ovie a question?
Yes. Yes, yeah, Ovie. Why do you keep on putting blames on the people that are actually not responsible for the challenges that we have? You keep on trying to, not just you actually, Ovie is even more liberal-minded. I'm speaking to a lot of people on this platform that will always be quick to put it on one ethnic group, Fulani, Hausa.
No, Ovie is putting it on a generation. He's saying my generation and above, that they have failed in their responsibility. And I'm saying that his generation should show their face and come off Xbox and PlayStation.
I am not blaming.
Well,
I am only making
you see,
it clear that
hold on.
we are responsible of what we are going through.
Well, I would say I agree with Ovie to some extent.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I do agree with him. You see, our generation must have, no doubt, has failed the generation that is coming after us. I would say, for me, we did not. Okay, let me take you guys back to during our Awolowo's time.
So sorry, let me interrupt you and then give you the floor again. The reason why we have failed the generation after us is because we were fooled by a narrative to say that the future belongs to us. Even Babangida used to say that, and then suddenly the future belonged to you when you were in your 30s. 20s and 30s. They'll tell you the same future that belongs to us, that until we got into our 40s, is the same future that belongs to the Ovie set now that are in their 20s. And by the time he knows it, he will be in his 40s. And then the next generation will be telling him.
No more. I'm not even fighting for my future.
Okay.
I'm fighting for my
all right. It's a cyclical thing.
You guys are too obedient. Una won't go heaven. You spend most of our time in church praising God and mosques and all that. Now, listen, why do people take advantage of you? And we too, because we are obedient kids, we follow now to go to photos to some extent. But now we don't the ask now. What is the essence of it? How does this make our life better? So we are
create a new paradigm. Create a new paradigm. Don't talk, do.
We will show you the paradigm. We won't create. Don't worry. Everything. As I said, we will not go follow our route again.
It go better. Even I grew up hearing that narrative. You go better, be.
Okay.
No, just like when I not listen
Okay.
to
Let's hear Nodi. Let's hear Nodi media.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with Ovie to some extent. Even we ourselves, our own generation we're also victims. We're also victims of the generation that were before us.
Mm.
But I would say we failed Ovie's generation or those generation younger because we did not really, we're not assertive as we should have been by insisting on our rights, by going on the mass protest and really, bringing about a revolution that would bring down the old system that is now in Nigeria or that has been in Nigeria ever since. You see, ever since I think when Nigeria was at its peak was before the military took over from the civilian during the time of the Awolowo War, the Western region and the rest. So that was when Nigeria was at its peak, when it was at its best. Well, I believe it can be better than that, but I'm saying back then, because we had never known any other better times than those times when Awolowo and the rest of them, they had the regions. So ever since then, Nigeria has been on a decline. And that decline has eaten deep into everything that even we, you say, are you listening?
Let me
I'm trying to,
let me point out something to you. Let me point out something to you real quick. Una generation too like to speak grammar. That's why una see fella wey be prophet as a useless man. Una no gree listen to him. Now the same thing I want to try do us now. Moku no listen to
is an amugo now. It would be irresponsible. Is an amugo. Let's come off it. Fela Kuti is an amugo. What are you talking about?
Okay. Now you talk am now. Now so
it still is an amugo.
Everything he was trying to tell you guys is happening now. Now you guys are trying to tell us not to listen to them. Nnamdi Kanu, David Igboho. You be say that because at the time they say they are useless like them fella to no. We go smoke our Igbo, but guess what? When we smoke and finish, we go gather, we go make sense within ourselves.
I'm not saying
I think Nodi is actually agreeing with you. So
the internet don't change everything.
Let him land his point out. Carry on, Nodi.
Yes, I'm listening.
Like I said, we were also victims. All right, we're also victims. We should have set the example for you guys to follow, but we did not. So, but then what I'm trying to say is don't put the whole thing. Well, you don't put the whole thing on us because we also met a decayed system that we on our own way. Well, as far as I can remember, some of us we tried back then. On the protest during Babangida time, during even when Shagari was there back then, there was some protest.
You see what you have done now, you have upset his internet now. Look at you. It's always you, isn't it?
Internet now for the current generation, no nothing. That's why now so we take organize everything, put them for our face.
But then nothing changed people.
Now the advantage we will get with that. Information there everywhere.
Your system is deeply.
Even Abali itself will go get information, get access to information these days. So no.
Okay, do you know when this internet was created? This internet was created 50, 60 years ago in Cambridge when one computer center.
How was it?
You are saying it as though it was you people that invented it. You did not invent it.
No, we didn't invent it. So we are just taking it to the next level. We are just taking it to the next level.
Even before I was born, it was created. Nodi, let's hear you.
You see what people happen for American election, Abi? You see what happened?
What happened?
We are getting to that point.
What happened? A 419 came in for 4 years in America, and then they caught him for his criminality and they kicked him out.
No
is that not?
We know they rush. This we see if we give una British space for this 2030.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Don't feel us again.
You are not saying anything that we did not say once upon a time. You are not saying anything that is news to anybody here. We will change the world was the narrative that we had then. Anybody in their 20s and 30s will always have that narrative of we will change the world. But then as soon as you hit that age of 35, you become a cynical man like the rest of us. Noddy, let's hear
if I tell
Noddy.
you the news, it will be a secret.
Don't worry.
I'm sorry. I think I
will
was.
go and tell the Baba again.
Oh, hold on. No, let's hear Noddy because his system is back on now. So, Noddy, yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah.
Noddy,
you see, Ovie, make I tell you something. Make I tell you, like I say this.
Ovie, hold on. Let him speak now.
Like I say this our grandma. This our grandma. Like say, want make you the things maybe you know. So you see what you need to say. We too were also victim. I understand that. So what I'm trying to say is that yes, we did fail you people. Our generation failed you guys. But then you see, you can't put the whole blame on us at the same time. That's what I think Evolution was trying to say when he was making the point. He says you guys have to determine your own destiny yourself. You use your own hand to fashion. I mean, design how your future is going to be. That was what the Evolution was telling his daughter. I think he was trying to tell the daughter and the son-in-law to be. So the thing is this: don't put the whole blame on us. You see, what I've seen in Nigeria is that I think they've conditioned so many young people's mind in that country. Sometimes when I look at some images or some things, videos from Nigeria, you see people, all they do now is YouTube kind of like dancing and everything. They do this, they are dancing and everything. It's like, why can't you people just think of doing something better than all these things? When I sat down,
leave those kids alone. Leave those kids.
Hold on. When I sat down and look at it, I said, well, you won't blame these guys too, because it's like they look around them, they wake up every morning, there is no future, they don't see anything ahead of them. They can't just, okay, I want to go to one technical school, they won't go learn trade, go learn one thing. There's no provision for such for them.
Okay, so Noddy, to that question that hold on, Ovie, don't let me mute you, Ovie. Let him have his space. Noddy, to that question that I asked Evolution, what is your consideration? 19 to 35, a wasted generation within the Nigerian space.
Yes, it is. It is. Like I was trying to tell him, it's a wasted. Let me say something. Here in the United States, we have a program. Hold on. I know you can jeer, you can laugh. It's up to you. No. Here in the United States,
I'm not laughing at you.
Even after you finish high school here, you can go into trade. There's a lot of. In fact, there's a lot of resources for you to better yourself. But does Nigeria have that for its teeming young men and women? No, they don't. So I would say to you, Ovie, yes, the system failed you guys. They also failed us too. They failed us too. All right. So don't put the whole blame on us. But no, I think you guys can also be innovative for your home.
Let me give you a reason. Let me give you why I put the blame on you guys. Guys, the British people give these old men power 60-something years ago. That was before they were born, grown, teenage age, youth age, adult age. The only time we get a good luck, they termed that presidency as the most corrupt presidency in the history of Nigeria. And you see, no blame una. At this point, we not leave us alone. They play our video game, make those kids they run around and just leave them alone. Because apparently you guys could not get hold of your future on our own control. No, you really say something that we should, or the younger generation, or the younger community should create their own future.
Let me say something to you, Ovie. Whoever controls politics controls the space. So what is your presence in the political space?
Now, that is the information.
Don't say it go better. Say in actual times.
Yes, that is an information that your generation majority of your generation were not privileged. They are not privy to. We, majority of us are privy to that. What you just mentioned, that the elite are our problem. As I said, you just want me to tell you how we want to carry it out. We are not in the political space. You are
not carrying anything out. Well, you don't have a presence anywhere apart from music and dancing.
What is the most successful industry in the economy today?
Going on
for the past 20 years.
Going on Facebook and doing live streaming and dancing funny for money.
That same industry that we control has been the most successful industry in Nigeria for the past 30 years. So what has been? The only industry you are crediting to us, the entertainment industry, it's been most successful. The only industry that's putting
who underpins it? Who underpins it? Is it not Sonny Ade? Is it not Sonny Ade and Fela Kuti that created it?
They created what did we useless it? We take it to the next level beyond.
No, of course, is that
we
not
took
the
it to the next level.
expectation? Is that not the
Beyond,
expectation? What
these
new
are the same
grounds are you
people
breaking?
they smoke.
Huh?
The same people who
We
say
used
they're
to
useless.
listen.
The generation,
The generation before Fela Kuti and Sunny Ade, they were Apala and Bata, and then Fela Kuti came in with Afrobeat and Sunny Ade came in with Juju music, and you guys are now doing whatever it is that you are doing now. So what? You're not breaking any new grounds. What are you doing?
We are not breaking new ground. What did you do? We at least they gave it to us in a good hands, right?
Yes, you are evolving an existing narrative. You are not.
What did we do with it? They gave Nigeria to your generation. Good Lord, Jonathan. What did you do with that? My grandmother for village. As ever, you
miss the point. You always miss the point.
I'm not missing the point. I'm just saying, leave this generation alone.
All right.
At this point, they are taking their destiny into their hands. You guys don't have any children. That's why you're killing them every day.
Let's hear from
them for a reason.
Okay, Ovie, let's hear from Nodi so that we can hear from Igbo.
To rescue your generation from those old people and they kill them. People who rescue now, they kill them.
Ovie, you know that Professor Data O and Igbo are still not spoken.
Let them go.
Let's hear from Nodi so that we can hear from them. And then there are people queuing up and they're
Ovie, you see, like I said, I agree with you. We share blame. But equally, you guys also have your own
100%. Say 100%.
No. I won't say 100% because I won't say that. No, I won't agree. I won't accept that. But at the same time, you guys, you have your own responsibility to carry on this matter. So don't.
They are too busy doing booty shaking on Facebook.
So please, I want you to understand that everybody has his own role to play in this. So you guys also have your own role to play. So, but then let me go to. I don't know if you want us to speak to the topic.
Yes, please. The topic is been abandoned by Ovie and Evolution. But speak to the topic, which is the real. Yeah, speak to the topic, please.
Yeah. You see, the issue about Malami and the whole recovered loot or whatever they call it. For me, you see, something I get so tired of talking about issues like this because
okay, I'll just quickly shuffle Baba Kore. Carry on. Sorry, yeah.
So the thing is, why are they borrowing more money if already they've recovered billions of, if not billions of dollars from those who looted the country previous years? So why are they still asking for more money from the World Bank or for any other Paris Club or whatever they get in the money?
But that is the question, because the amount of money that they say they've recovered, that should satiate the budget for at least 2-3 years.
It should be able to help them to implement whatever project or whatever anything they say they want to embark on. But I don't know why. So you see, the thing is this: I believe that after this
administration
or regime, we'll call it. If it's gone, we're going to see another kind of war being opened. But the question is, would they be bold enough to prosecute these people and send them to jail?
No is the answer. Every one of them. Because they'll be too powerful with this amount of money. You have to understand that these people...
generations are criminals. That's why.
Okay. Ovie, let me just move to Ovie now. What you have to understand is a lot of these people, they've stolen so much, and also to cover themselves, they've put their aides and acolytes and people in strategic positions. So we're talking about the DSS, the NSA, all the institutions. They've just padded it with their people. That the institution that they are going to use to go after them when they come into office is already filled with their people. So this is when you see that when they are saying that, DSS is recruiting and they are recruiting from this section and they are doing that and the other, that is them padding those places with their sympathizers, to shield themselves when they come out of office. So we'll just be chasing it around. We've already forgotten about Babangida now. So because there's been so much stealing since him. So it's just layers and they are just going to walk away with it. It's a simple answer to that. Yeah.
That country is a mess.
Babangida is not forgotten, He's still very active. That man is not forgotten.
Yeah, but are they chasing him for any money anymore? Are they chasing him for any money?
No, that guy.
That is what I'm saying. Are they chasing Jeremiah Husseini? Are they chasing him for any money?
Your generations are not brave enough to do because they are
forget this generation thing. This generation now, what are they going to do? No,
Are you
but
now?
you are saying, well, wait and see, when we've not even seen what we are
So,
waiting to
Never
see.
worry.
like
Any
one man,
suru,
like you
any
said,
suru,
you see,
any
Yeah.
suru.
these people, like you said, these
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
they've already put themselves in places. I mean, they are stooges or whatever, in places whereby even if they are gone 10 years, 20 years from now, they still get people, I mean, that will still like sympathize, that will still like block whatever investigation on them, you know. And these people as well, they control the polity there in Nigeria. So what I
Yes.
was saying. So the thing for me, I look at it that it's going to be a kind of a circle that will continue. That's just what I
Is there a way out of that circle, though? Is the question. Is there a way out of the circle?
Well, I think the way out would be either a revolution. I mean, a real
But
revolution.
does Nigeria have the stomach? Do we have the? Because of course, the youths, as we know, they're just lazy youths like Ovie. Just wait and see people. So do you see a revolution in Nigeria? Can you see it?
Not Christian friends. Are you asking me a question?
Yes, I am. Can you see a revolution in Nigeria?
Well,
Do you think Nigeria has the stomach for it?
I doubt it. I doubt it. But it's not beyond the realm of possibility. That's what I'm saying. But I doubt it. My reason is because I think Nigerians are divided. That's another thing. That's one why it can never happen. Nigerians are divided. That's one thing. Nigerians are they've always been divided on issues. People say this, that one will see this way, that one will see that way. There's never one person for us to agree. And I don't expect every one of us to agree. But at least when the majority at least reason right. You see, let me say something at this point. There's something I've been wanting to say. You see, they've so bastardized people's in that country. It was a day I was listening to one program. They were asking people from the streets, just simple question. They just talk story here and there. In fact, some of them could not even articulate what they want to say.
This is why I'm asking if they're a lost generation. They are.
The thing is, it's like they're so bastardized people's brain and self-worth that people can't even articulate. They can't even speak to issues. Somebody you have to talk things when we say even they're relevant to what he or she is being asked. It's like, what is wrong with Nigerians? But the thing is, it's the poverty, the level of poverty, the level of they don't dehumanize them. They don't even make them feel
their brain is scrambled. There was a psychologist that came out a few years ago. I have to mute you, Ovie, because you are not letting people speak. There was a psychologist that came in a few years ago that said that 80% of Nigerians, they have psychological problems. That's not to say that everybody is crazy, but the atmosphere in that place is so alarming and so harsh and brutal that the mind of the Nigerian person is scrambled.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with you totally. I mean, it's so like I just feel like, should these people go get their head checked? That's what I think sometimes.
Yeah, I think the whole country needs its head checked.
Of course, they need. But another thing is, we don't even have the mental health sector in Nigeria it's zero in that country. It's nothing to go by.
If that country implodes, it will be ugly because
very ugly. Very ugly.
It will not be just the elites that are being attacked. People will just be attacking whoever they feel they can dominate. It'll be an awful mess. But to Malami making excuses for the 2 billion naira that he collected and has disappeared, he's claiming that he did not collect any money because the international community have put clauses into the repatriations. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I won't be able to speak much as to that because I've not really read the read anything.
And Tinubu and Atiku hugging and kissing.
That one. When you were telling me, because of the other part, you said that APC made a statement saying that they just made themselves at the.
Fortuitously, yes, by chance.
What I heard this morning was that they just, Tinubu went to meet him at the airport and he welcomed him. That was what I heard. That was what the initial news was about. But now that you're giving another side to the story is that they just met, they flew in from different places and they met at the airport, So what the thing is this, I think, either way, what I just know is that two opponents that seem to be on the two divides now kind of seeming to be uniting together. I think it spells doom again for Nigeria.
Well, what is the reading as per the permutations for 2023 for this meeting? Because, of course, Ovie has always been saying that wait until Atiku lands in Nigeria, and it looks as though the politicking has started even from the airport as he's stepping off the aircraft.
Well, yeah, I think so too. I mean, in fact, when he made he gave an analysis. I mean, when I listen to Ovie's analysis, I think it's. I mean, he's speaking sense. I would say it's making sense to me from what the way he is. I mean, he kind of explained it. I think these guys, they are up to something. Tinubu
and Atiku and Tinubu coming together to form a new political entity. What do you think? Who can beat that? A combination of those two within the Nigerian space.
Well, I think those two people, they carry a lot of. I mean, when it comes to wealth. One thing about Nigeria is whoever has the wealth calls the shot. That's how
they carry more than that, though. They carry as much money as the Nigerian state, as any politician, but they also carry more political experience and savvy than anybody else within that space.
We're not talking about politics here. We're not talking about whatever experience they have. Look at the experience they have. Look at where it led us to today.
Yeah, but the experience they had was what they used to force Goodluck Jonathan, a sitting president, out of office.
Listen, what Nigeria needs is that country needs transformation. That country needs, it needs to reach its full potential. We have a population of over 200 million. We're not productive. We don't even have any industry. What is like places like Brazil, United States, North America here. I mean, what is really making them to be industrialized? The people there. But then we have this kind of youths like Ovie's youth and people like older than him who are just like they don't even have any skills.
They're just playing Xbox and smoking Igbo.
So we need these people to be productive. That's what we need. So no, it's not about just politics and putting somebody there, calling the no, that's not what we want. But the thing is, these two people coming again, I think it's going to spell another doom for Nigeria. That is if this current arrest, if it does not get, nipped in the bud, if it continues at the rate it's going now, I don't think there's going to be in 2023. I doubt it. But if it does, if they're able to quell this unrest, pipe everybody low.
How do you see this unrest being? How do you see this unrest being quelled? We know that Nnamdi Kanu is already committed, but do you think Sunday Igboho can be bought off? Because if they can silence Sunday Igboho, then that isolates the Biafra narrative again, and then it's just back to surrounding them and doing Operation Crocodile Dance.
Like I said at the beginning of this discussion, I said I doubt. I'm beginning to have some second thought as to the sincerity and how genuine this whole thing of Biafra. I'm not talking about the people who follow these people.
But the narrative, yes.
I'm not talking about people who follow them. I'm talking about these people who seem to be the head of this agitation, namely Nnamdi Kanu and
Igboho. Yeah.
So now the thing is that these guys, they have some information. Are they working in concert with these politicians, or are they just being used as a distractions? These are the things we don't know right now. Even though they give us this, they have this facade of of showing us that we are for this cause, we are fighting for. But then some of their statements and some of their actions, it's betraying their words.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say. And we have to look at the pedigree of some of these people as well, because every time I try to go there, people quickly shut me down for elitism and whatnot. Sunday Igboho used to be just a street fighter in Ife Modakeke thing. So he did that in the late 70s, early 80s, and then he mutated from there to be Adedibu's main thug. Adedibu, of course, a stalwart of your politics, a thug in himself, and Sunday Igboho was his main thug for years and years. So a street fighter in Ife Modakeke mutating into a political thug for Adedibu, now suddenly the champion of the Yoruba person. What is the trajectory? What is the streamline of that? How does that equate into something that you place your confidence in?
Well, I would love to see, because I know some people on your platform who love to see Nigeria break up. Like I said on this platform and some other platform, I'm neither here or there. If we're to remain as one country, I would prefer we remain as one country and Nigeria remain as one country, because the bigger Nigeria is, Nigeria can control the whole of
that is your first preference. That is your first preference.
Well, that's not my first preference. That's not my first preference. That is
I'm
not
asking.
my first preference. My first preference would be that we just go our separate ways.
Right.
This is my reason. The reason is this: as long as you are in that contraption called Nigeria with the Northerners and the way they reason and their religion, that country will never move forward. Okay. And that is why they will never allow that a kind of a new constitution that would clearly spell out the role of every region and the role of what every government can play. They will never allow it because they want to be able to dominate the other part of Nigeria. And they do that through their so-called religion and this power they had, they wield over the means to violence, which is they control the army, so to speak. So what I'm trying to say is that with these kind of people still with us, in a marriage, like in a Nigerian marriage kind of, that country will never move forward. And there's no way you can change them because the way they are going, I don't see them as people who wants to change. They are not ready to change because look at all this thing, all this unrest going on. No, look at this whole banditry and Boko Haram. It all has religious undertone on it. In it, there is religion behind it. Why don't you go? Why they can't just come out and denounce this whole thing? Or you say, okay, all of you stop.
How can they not even be categorized as terrorist or whatever? Because if they can categorize IPOB, who were at that point only asking for a peaceful agitation, they were carrying placards and asking for a better deal, and they call them whatever it is that they, yes. But then we have these headsmen actually carrying out acts of terror, and they're just telling us that, oh, they're just naughty boys.
That is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, that it would be better everybody go their separate ways. Because with this kind of people who are not ready to condemn what is bad, and they see it, and in fact, they condemn the other people, and you see the hypocrisy of the Northerners.
And the price of all this is being paid in the ultimate price in human lives.
People are dying every day in that country.
So it's not like they are just going and stealing cow and chicken here and there. They are killing people. This is what is going on. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I would say let everybody go their separate ways, because I don't see these people. But the only way I would say, if Nigeria is going to remain, let them have a new constitution that will clearly spell out the role of every region and what they can do and what they cannot do. And if anyone decides to do this, let us put on a referendum. Everybody go separate ways. Then at that point,
the one credit that we have to.
I want them to include. I want them to include referendum. That is, that everybody have the right to determine if they so wish at any point. So, but the Northerners will not allow that, because one, they are very backward. They have nothing to offer in terms of mineral resources. But they forgot that they have some potentials. But because
they have a lot of wealth, we make a lot of mistake with that sweeping statement. They have a lot of wealth in the north. They have gold.
Give me an example.
They have gold. Okay, the cattle alone is wealth in itself, because Argentina was built off the back of that. Was it not? And they got more of it in the north. They have more gold than anywhere else in the world. They have an industry around onion and pepper and stuff like that. And then they have raw materials in the ground like gold and emeralds and stuff like that. So there's a vast wealth in the north.
Thank you for listening to all of this. But then what impact has this brought on their region?
Yeah, because they're too lazy. They're too relaxed.
Because they have
Niger Delta.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They have backward thinking leaders that are bereft of ideas of how to transform a region or a nation. That is why all the leaders they've been producing, none of them has ever contributed anything to that country.
Yes.
Instead of transforming that country, it's all about politics, politicking, and everything.
Yeah, it's all about power and money. It's never been about development in Nigeria. It's always been about power and money.
As long as those people are the crop of people that Northerners are producing and bringing into government in Nigeria, that country will always remain backward. So the only thing is let everybody go separate ways.
You know, what really highlights the state of Nigeria, if you drive to Nigeria and go to Semeboda, you will go on a roller coaster sort of, it's like a ferry ground sort of ride going from Divot to Porthole. And then when you hit Semeboda to go into Benin Republic, the roads are like carpets, and And this is a country that it doesn't even have the economy of Ikeja, never mind Nigeria. It doesn't. Lagos State is 50 times the economy of that whole country, but their roads are laid out like carpet, and the road from Nigeria that leads up to that is a ferry ground ride. Yes, it's just a tragedy. Thank you, Nordis. Stay with us. Let's hear from Ego. Ego, are you still with us?
Yeah, sure, I'm here.
Yes, what are you making of it? But to the narrative, we always forget the things that we're talking about. Diezani'S bling bling that has been, they are sharing it in the FCC's office, and they are telling us they are waiting for the courts. And of course, the money that was already shared to Abubakar Malami, he's making excuses, and the hugging and backpacking rather, in Abuja airport between the two juggernauts, Atiku and Tinubu. What's your reading of all that?
Are both of them planning to form an alliance?
This is what we are speculating.
Everything is possible. You know, these people, they must play everything to play the Nigerian people into their hand, no matter what. So that is for Atiku and Tinubu. Are they planning to form an alliance?
It's almost certain that they will. Yeah, we will find out in the next few weeks. Yes.
Yeah, we will begin to know as time goes on. And the issue of Sunday, what do you call it? This woman and her billions of dollars worth of jewelry and whatever. Well, if we have leadership in this country, in 8 years, they can turn this entire country to US.
You know, just to interrupt you, this is what everybody says. They say to make Nigeria a great country, it needs 3 cycles of good governance. So that's 12 years. It will only take 12 years to transform that country
into the United States, into the most beautiful country in the world. If these people begin to fund their local government and the governors are working, these people stop stealing for us. If they leave the stealing out of the federal space for only 8 years to these 12 years, the entire country will be as better as the United States of America. That one is 100% possible. Looking into the kind of amount these people are stealing, if you are opening your ears, if you keep your ears down very well, we might be thinking it's this thing. See, some countries has not gotten the economy of the money one of these people steal. Some country, they don't have the economy of the money an individual.
Well, somebody was explaining that the budget for Gambia or something was 25 billion. That is what they are begging for to fix their country. And some person in Abuja will just sign them a check and tell them to get out of his front, that he's too busy, you know.
Okay, but one person is stealing 190 billion here. One person is stealing 200 billion here. And we say all is okay. It's only God that will help us. Now, when you talk of generation and those that have failed and those that have not failed, I pray for the younger ones that are growing. Because I even think that we fought better off than they themselves that are growing.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying to Vie.
We did better than them. What they know now is quite different. We did quite better than them in terms of fighting, even if we have not succeeded. And we are still going
they are not even fighting at all.
Please tell them that.
They are not fighting at all. They are not fighting. They are not fighting at all.
And we are still going to be in it so that our children will have a better country, even if we don't. Now, someone was saying that Igbo is becoming popular, will come around for us. I don't know, they were saying something about this. Sorry,
no, I was saying that Igbo will cash in on his popularity when the election starts, when he starts to anoint candidates and say that, no, we will send this one to the Senate to go and fight for Oduduwa Nation for us there. So profit making in the election season from our
why are you calling it profit making?
But for you to know, excuse me, can you let me have my space, please?
Go on, Nico. Yeah.
If I want to, in the issue of that, Igbo, for you to know that that man is not popular, tell him to run for a local government chairman. in that place that he is, or any position within that district to win, then you will know that they don't like him. Those people that are shouting, go. Just tell him to run one, just tell him to fight for one office, the lowest office in that place. So this is what politicians has turned the country into in the first place. So Igbo, I don't think popularity, I don't think nobody will bring him, anybody would like to in that area. But
it's just having a moment, and it's riding that moment. That moment is just a flash in the pan. I mean, nobody is pinning any hope on Igbo now. Come on, come off it.
This period of time, it's just this period of time.
Yes.
That whole thing about Igbo will scale up. So the issue of this woman, billions of men, they should do now. What we should do now, because they've already stolen a lot. The ones that we are seeing that are there, they should just convert it to cash and put it in a Nigerian church or divide it to
What they are saying is the courts are preventing them from auctioning off the jewelries, that the jewelries are still in custody, but because there's two stages. When they first establish a case against you, they'll get something called an interim forfeiture. So that interim forfeiture, it places a hold on that asset that nobody can do anything with it. So then subsequently, they will get something that is called a final forfeiture. That final forfeiture then cedes that asset to the government. So that asset that they have now seized, it becomes government property. So then they can auction it. So what he is saying is that the thing is still locked in that legal malaise. But that legal malaise has been going on since 2016. So it doesn't really take all that year. Just as 5 years ago now. So it doesn't take 5 years for a judge or sitting on a high-profile case to decide either if the properties go back to Diezani or is forfeited to the government. So it's just they're just mired in just sort of a mesh of mess that is the usual Nigerian narrative. But if you go into their vault, you'll be surprised. Even if you say a bracelet left, they would have shared everything.
Let me tell you, these people believe that Nigerians are like same cow and animals. They don't believe, they don't think they have any Nigerian citizen in this country. This is how those that are in power right now think. The reason you see them just coming to speak or you hear from them is just to say they have some leaders there. These people has run this country aground. The position we are now, is get to a stage where people will be in the street begging for food. They're already doing it. But it will be so prevalent very soon. They are doing it already now. In a country whereby the entire
you don't sound like you're begging for food. Anytime you're talking to us, you are eating. Is this suya this time around? What are you eating?
I'm not eating this time, Sherman.
Okay. Okay. Because I know you love your food. You're lucky that you stay so slim. Some of us, we don't eat much, but we're just so fat. Yeah.
Of course I do, but right now, no.
Yeah, carry on.
So if you look at the kind of amount of money, these billions upon billions upon billions that has gone, if you think it's so easy to raise such billions to balance the equation without some bold decisions, bold laws to be taken to stop the stealing, and then this continue into the next 2 years of the next administration, there will be no money to run government. The reason for this inflation is because of the printing of money by the CBN. This is what they are saying. This is why the dollar quadruple. Of course, printing of money only causes inflation, and that is what the government of President Buhari has succeeded giving us, coming into the power, printing money and printing money and printing money, and all we get is inflation, and that is why this dollar rises.
Ego, that is what they are saying. What they are saying is that nobody should envy the person that succeeds Buhari, because they would have bankrupted the country before that person comes in, and that person will spend the whole of their administration in discussions with debtors, with an economy that is failing, by the time when we get into the midway of the next administration, the Nigerian naira will be exchanging for 1,000 as 1,000 to $1, and of course, forget pounds. We're heading towards Zimbabwe. Hello. Okay.
We don't pray so.
No, we don't pray so, but
we
this
already
is the trajectory. Yeah, this is the trajectory, isn't it?
We are there already. We are there already, but we don't pray
when they came in, dollar was 250. When they came in, dollar was 250, 700 now or something. How much is it now? 500.
When they came in, it was not 250. Why do you say it's 250? They came in at 180.
There you go. So it's 500 now. So if we're going at that rate, what is going to happen?
They came in at 1 something.
There you go.
What are they telling us? Look at the position of the dollar today. It's because of the printing of money. What printing of money does to an economy is that it raises an inflation. That's the only thing in dollar economy. We don't print money in the business. In business, you understand? There are stages. There are times where we print money. Not when there is no money in the country. It will only lead to inflation. The same thing is going on in Lebanon today. You understand? They steal all this money. The money they hid in Lebanon, the Lebanese, this man you say they stole from entire US, has transferred the whole money to Hezbollah people. That is why the US government says you should not come to US anymore. The same thing built on our politicians who lay their funds, gather their money and give it to this Lebanese crook to manage for them and own the whole of the country in the name of one thing. And you cannot live in their country. Do you know what Nigerians are going through in terms of discrimination in other countries?
It is awful. If you look at what is happening to Nigerians,
the vast resources we have in this country, or foreigners come here and exploit them and be rich in this country, we begin to serve them in this country. We'll be a slave to foreigners who came here to loot us. Just imagine where we are in this world.
All right. Thank you, Igo. I'm going to give it another half. I'm going to give it another.
Can you just let me share this last moment before I go?
Yeah, carry on.
I want to share one last moment, please.
Yeah, carry on. Yeah.
Please, as it may be, be as it may, we just have to still focus on how the South can come together. The Southern leaders must be in the same accord. Then we, the people of the South, we should learn to be holding our governors accountable for development of our states. Very important for us. This is what we must focus. Then those Niger Delta state, the head of NDDC, whoever they are appointing in that NDDC, must be giving account of what he's doing in the entire Niger Delta region. From that district that is set up. See, we will concentrate. We have to concentrate on these people that we are close to than Abuja. So that we can get our state fixed.
Well said. And just coming together of the South, it's almost going to happen out of necessity. Whether we like each other or not, is something that is going to happen because the necessity of it will force us together. And the necessity of it is forcing us together now. When Sunday Igboho is saying, if anything happens to the East, he will react. And then you are hearing noises of support from the East towards the West. So that will continue to evolve. And as things get more brutal, then that relationship gets tighter. Not especially because we have any real love for each other, but because we are facing a potent threat that can only be confronted. Yes, that can only be confronted in unison. Thank you, Igbo. Let me shuffle you and nod in so I can bring Bia in, and then this new voice called Sam, who has been trying to come in. So thank you. Don't go, Ego. You know you always round off the show for us. Ego, you left before rounding off the show for us yesterday, so I had to round it off for myself. So let me bring Bia and Sam in. So before we go to either of them, I'll go to Professor Data O first and hear from him. And then I'll hear from Evolution next because somebody is having something to say to you, Evolution.
Good day.
Prof.
Good day. Who's greeting me?
Is Bia, isn't it?
Good day, Ovie. I want to greet every single person. Sam, you're a newcomer here. Good day. And Evolution, welcome.
Evolution, yes.
I want to say good thank you to the two people that spoke before me. What they spoke on has to do with the well-being of us Nigerians. See, I'm somebody I believe in one.
That was Ego and Nodi.
Ego, so I know Ego and the other new person. I can't get his name.
Not the coin.
Yeah, not very well.
See,
yeah. Even though I believe in the disintegration. Good. Now let me start my talk with this statement. And please, one man to more. Don't say I'm showing off. I want to say something about Zimbabwe because I've been there. Don't say I'm showing off. When I went to the famous Victoria Falls, the water that falls from that falls divides Zimbabwe, Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe, and Livingstone in Zambia. So when I went there, looking at the beautiful bridge, a policeman approached me. He wore the badge of the conference. I also wore it. I told him, "Do you come to arrest me?" He said, "No, I came to protect you." Now, listen. He brought out Zimbabwe dollars. I told him, "What? Why are you giving me this money?" He said, "Yes." I told him, "For what?" "Take it as souvenir." I told him, "As souvenir?" I said, "Yes." I told him, "Why? Doesn't your money have value?" He said, "They're no more using their money." I told him, "I will not take the money." See, you know I'm saying this. Some people don't know how bad Nigeria hasn't reached the state of Zimbabwe. Some people don't know how bad the situation in Zimbabwe is. Their money has no value. They have lost their sovereignty. And that's the worst thing that will happen to anybody. Now, what led to them losing their sovereignty? I think you know it was the political, global political gang up against him. What happened? The late president, what's his name? Robert Mugabe. He said that he drove away the white people planting food for them. That was what led to his downfall. That was what led to his downfall. You see, the cattle in Zimbabwe, if you see it, you cry for the cattle in Nigeria. The cattle in Nigeria have kwashoko. I'm telling you the truth. See, we should not let our situation come that much. And you see, if this gang up of Tinubu and Atiku comes to pass, my dear, this is designed doom. Doom with destination that only God can stop. Why I say only God can stop is the populace in Nigeria have been subjected to so much hunger. If you put coins, they will follow. They want to eat the coins. It's now everybody should get up to their own level of consciousness. This is not a funny thing. Now, you say, what are we meant to do? To me, I think the simple thing, there are two options. One person say revolution. The other option, I keep saying it, is disintegration before that election, which is very difficult. There's something Eagle said that I like very much. The whole South to see how we rally around and see how we hold these our leaders. You see, by putting these our leaders to accountability, we apply pressure on them. And this pressure can turn up to be something that would lead to our freedom. This is have to be done. Because the leaders we have in office, the last time I spoke with you, I told you, we have leaders. They'll put forth a constitution. That constitution, they're not ready to obey it. The constitution, crookedly composed, and they're not ready to obey it. Nobody is ready to obey that constitution. And the more we stay with these northerners, I keep saying it, there's nothing. These guys, they just don't care. They're backward, yes. To me, they're the ones that made themselves backward. I served in Taraba State. I don't want to insult the state, but it's true. In the year 2002, I served in Jalingo. Go and ask people that served then. There were only, I think, only one upstairs in Jalingo. Only one upstairs. It was by the year we finished serving, they built one. Now, there's something that goes on there. That is true, what happens in the north. A local government chairman will get money like this. When the money comes, people there know the money has come. Many people, they don't work. Most of them don't work. They just don't work. They'll come to get the money. The man when he decide to give them half salary, he'll pocket the remaining. Next month comes, the same thing. So their leaders to me are the most, they're the most corrupt set of leaders. They're the most, I serve there, I'm saying it, I'm not afraid saying it. That is why I serve. It's not that I served in a real village, so I know what was going on. So that is, you know, for them to be backward, they're the people that cause it. Yes, they have mineral resources, but they're not ready to see how to exploit it or anything. All they're ready is the money
easy oil from the Niger Delta, isn't it? Just easy money.
Yes, all they know, get that money squandered. That is the characteristics they you know, I told you something last time we spoke. This feudal character has not even helped them, because when somebody scores 100 and enters the same institution with someone that scored 500, you're not, that person is not being helped. He got into that arena of achievement without, you know, toiling for it. And when the person gets something beforehand, he will not be able to manage it. He will not mind. It's just like someone wearing a shoe that's oversized. That is the simple thing. I don't want, you see, that's Taraba. If I begin to speak against, I don't want to speak too much, because I serve there and I have an idea of what's going on there.
Even some of us that have not been there, you are only telling us what we imagine it to be, a backward place with backward people. But to that space of Diezani'S jewelry and Malami's excuses for the 2 billion naira and Tinubu and Atiku piling up at the airport.
You see the kind of excuse? Money that was recovered and came into one's hand, the person saying something, that the money vanished, that he didn't get it. What kind of leaders? I just don't know. When I see what's going on in that Nigeria, I sometimes see we have a queue of qualified quacks ruling our nation. I repeat it, a queue of qualified quacks. You know, queue, they lined up and they're unqualified. That is just a pity. How can money recovered? You're saying story that is, year 2002.
You know, from the amount of monies that they are recovering and they are failing to recover, that country's budget, it can be the recovery can insulate the budget for a good 2-3 years and not have to touch the earnings, never mind making any borrowings. We were doing a narrative of some Okono or Blow or Obla or something that was trying to recover 69 billion for Nigeria, and immediately Abubakar Malami had him sacked, and then of course that thing just died a natural death. He said he was going to recover 9 billion from Azizi within 3 to 5 months. How long is 3 to 5 months? Give him all of the resources to get that $9 billion, and then use that to pay for the budget, which you are saying is $9 billion itself. Well, it's just a mess.
It's just a mess. But you see, what I'm looking at now is, you know, I keep saying it. Nigeria being together, I don't support it. I wish it to be so. No. Let us go our separate ways. These people in the north, they have held on to power so long, they're not ready to relinquish it. All they're ready is to bastardize the place. No,
but you look like you want to join them in the north with the turban that you are wearing on your head.
Do you know what this is?
Why are you wearing a turban?
It's not a turban. See.
Oh, okay. All right.
And someone who I spoke with told me, what is this? This is Mark. So I can never be a Muslim. I know what Islam is.
I thought you wanted to turn into Sheikh Prof.
I have an idea what Islam is. So no. So, you know, as I said, you know, it's just, you know, as far as I'm concerned, this generation, they're trying to fight their way out, but it's not going to be easy. But the truth of the matter, we just have to do this, because these folks in power, you know, like this, as said in this program, Tinubu and Atiku, if these two individuals join force together, it's not going to be funny.
If Tinubu and Atiku join force together, they will take that presidency and nobody will stop them. That's just the fact.
That is the truth. I believe to be objective, that is the truth. You know, because
who can stop them? Who has more money or more political acumen than Tinubu and Atiku. Those are the two powerhouses of politics within the Nigerian space. Nobody else. Nobody else has that capacity of politics and money in that space. Nobody.
Is it only the power? They have the way into INEC to rig the election.
Of course. Even Mahmoud Yakubu cannot rig an election that Tinubu and Atiku wants to win. It's impossible.
So that is just this thing. So
thank you, Prof.
Okay.
Let me go to evolution a bit. Evolution, Chris Nwagu is having a say in your direction. So, Sam, I see you. I'll come to you in a minute. But Chris Nwagu has a comment to make to evolution, and is backing it, is putting his money where his mouth is. So this is what Chris is saying to you. The man who presented himself as evolution is quite successful at narrating groundless, unfounded, erroneous stories, or braggadocious. So they are accusing you of bragging, according to Chris. You know, you are getting your usual flogging from the comment section, and Chris is actually spending, Chris is spending $5 to give you that flogging, as you can see on your screen. So what do you say to Chris? Just a loud mouth is what he's accusing you of. Are you just allowed? And I saw Bia just came in just to show off to Ovie and then left. So Bia, we see you.
Okay. Bia.
No. It's what do you have to say to Chris, because he's put you on the spot? Can you read his comment on your screen, because I put it there?
Yes, I saw his comments.
Yes.
And Chris, my brother. Again,
you see, I think he has caught you. He has caught you. Okay, Chris, I'm giving you the victory because it started to stumble.
Hold on. No.
Oh, yeah,
I'm trying to respond. Chris, $5. It's a good money, and if you would actually throw it my way, I would appreciate it better than this one man. Remember, one man. He's a Yoruba, whatever that you guys.
There you go. A Yoruba Sabo.
Hold on now. A Sabo.
Yes.
Blah, 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 blah. All the unprintable names that you guys tend to label.
But is it Sabongari? Is it Sabongari? Is what I don't understand. Is it Sabo or Sabo? Sabongari.
Sabo one man.
Yeah.
You are a Yoruba.
Okay, let me remove the comment. I think it has something.
I have something to say.
No, at least let me respond, please.
Evolution. I have something else to say.
Yeah. Go on quickly, because Sam is waiting, so we can hear from Sam as well.
Okay, what I wanted to say is,
sorry.
I think were you the one that made a comment on Sunday Igboho as being a tout?
Yes, he is a tout.
Yeah, good. Now I want you to take note of this. Do you know Osama bin Laden?
No, I did not call him.
Do you know Osama bin Laden was working for the...
It comes from royalty. Do you know Osama bin Laden comes from royalty?
Yes. He was working for the...
Yes. But do you know he was working for America?
Yes.
Against his people.
Yeah. Yes.
Till he realized his error and he attacked. I see Sunday Igboho as totally such track. Take note of that.
But hold on. Let me correct something. I never called him a tout, even though...
No, I did.
No, it's not you. It's one man that said that.
Just address Chris quickly. I think it's just by way of levity. It's just joking, so that we can hear from Sam. So, evolution.
Yeah, see, the point is this. My brother that called me something, whatever he called me.
Don't worry, I'll give you what he called you again. Huh?
No. Either way.
He called you groundless, unfounded, erroneous, and braggadocious. So all the shares, he has called you all manners of shares. Groundless, unfounded, erroneous, and braggadocious.
Yes. Well, he did not say that I am not Igbo. So at least he has not stripped me of my identity.
There you go.
Of which we all recognize I am one. Now, my response to him is this.
We all want the same thing. We all love our motherland. We all want our people to have better lives and progress. The only issue you have with me, and I have with you, is that we have different ways, views, and opinions of getting to the same point. You believe in violence and war. I know that violence and war would not make my people suffer less. It can only increase their suffering. But we can dialogue our way out of this nonsense that we are in. Even if we decide to split away from Nigeria, of which I think that we are better off being in a restructured Nigeria. But let me even speak to your narrative and your Nnamdi Kanu narrative. Even if we must go and form Biafra or Igbo nation, we still need our neighbors. It is these same neighbors that you have been calling all sorts of names, thinking that you can go it alone. I am a medical professional, and you remember I have asked before, where is your blood bank? Crying for war, screaming for war. What capacity of blood bank do you have? What of food, strategic reserves? Can you feed yourself if Nigeria did the same thing they did in the
okay, evolution. I think it was only poking fun anyway. I don't think it was really being
no, but
really,
this is
really
what
aggressive.
My people actually believe. But now let me go to Sunday Igboho.
No, let's hear from Sam, because we've not heard from him, and his network has been dipping in and out. So I'm keen to hear from him because it's a new voice. Sam, do we still have you? Sam, let's hear you. Sam? We can hear noise, and I can hear noise in the background, so you should be able to hear me. Sam? Okay, I don't think Sam is quite ready for us just yet. So I'll start rounding it off then, because I think we've pretty much exhausted the conversation. So I'll start the round off with Ovie. So Ovie, just give us your remarks, and then I'll come last to Igor, who usually rounds us off. So Ovie, we take your remarks, and then we just sweep it up.
I will round up on the note. When you and I think Mr. Alexander too, quite agree with you that the millennial and the Gen Z are now educated and all that. That's a fact. But
no, you're educated. You're educated. You're just too busy playing Xbox.
Listen, but one thing you guys don't understand that. One thing I understand you guys where are coming from. Born into industrial revolution, grew up industrial revolution, and so I understand that mentality of you have to go to school so that you guys can be all gathered in one big gigantic office or in a factory and all that. But times have changed. Times have changed. This is information age. You don't need we don't need a Western way of education to actually survive.
I beg your pardon. You don't need what? You don't need the Western ways.
Yeah, Western education.
How do you then access this technology that you are depending everything on? How do you access technology if you don't?
So must be Western way to wake up before you can access the technology.
What is the technology predicated upon? Is it based on? What is it? Is it about Amala?
Go to University of Ibadan to go study English or others they do, or to go study all those things to survive in today's world.
Yeah, but you have to study something.
You don't have to even leave your village to even get a job in New York. That's the age we are in.
Yes,
so
digital. No, we do. Digital nomad is the term. Digital nomad.
That's why they see or say that the kids are useless. This same computer video game that are using today, you need to do more research on it. The sport that you are playing today, only God knows where you will be playing on tomorrow.
No, we know Ninja. We know all these people on streaming that are making money, but you are not breaking grounds in politics and real time, is what we're saying.
the problem is that you just want to see everything happen today. No, we don't. As I said, we are not going to follow the way you guys did it because we
No,
want
we
it
want to
to
see
come.
the green shoots of a possibility. We are not seeing the green shoots.
Yoruba people say, "Ma worry, farabale, any suru, take it easy, small." Now,
If you put
worry.
seed for ground, if you put seed for ground after 1 week, nothing shoot up. You no go worry.
Sure. I know that's what I'm telling you now.
We want to see at least the green shoots.
These days, that's the reason the agricultural regulation, the industrial, that's why you talk about planting seed. These days, no worry. Seed are not even planted on the ground these days. They are planted on air. And and that's what we are doing.
Okay, but we want to see the green. You still see the green shoots. We want to see the green shoots. We want to see
that we are going to create our future. The GNZs are going to create their future that beyond you guys' comprehension.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question and then address it. Do you agree that this Gen Zs or whatever, or Jay-Z, or the only Jay-Z I know is the husband of Beyonce, but this Jay-Z that you're talking about, do you agree that they have no real presence in real space and time? And real space and time is a political dynamic. They have no face.
Good. That's what I was actually going to. See, the political space that you guys are holding to so far with everything fighting to get in, it's changing gradually. Technocracy is real. If you never heard that word before, go and do more research on technocracy. Times are changing. As I said,
you be wayo man. You are a wayo man. You're always dribbling. You should have been a footballer. You're always dribbling.
The same way where Oyibo people take carry Christianity can't deceive us. And they rose against the way of surviving. At the same thing, pressure around the feel so that the fact that the war that you guys know it is drifting away from your command. And there's nothing you guys can do. We can only fight and resist and all that. But look at it now. The generation that we are talking about, look at what they are doing now. Now then they kill us, they kill everybody because they are fighting to take power from the grandpas. And the only way you guys can do is to resort in killing people who are not time useless. I mean, you look at how you guys can turn the younger generation as you guys want. Fine, no be today. From the one names I've been calling, but guess what? You don't see one spark in the name of NSAS. That's how much we can do when the time comes. So
I wish Alexander will come on. I wish Alexander will come on and because I think he has the language to calm you down. Maybe I don't have the language, but
no, I think Mr. Alexander will agree with me 100% this time that you guys have put us in the situation that we are today. See,
so how are you getting yourself out of it? Don't worry.
No,
tomorrow.
That. See,
tomorrow.
I believe the problem of Nigeria today is largely in the end of the youth, and the solution at the same time lies in the end of the youth. And we are beginning to realize that too. Don't worry, it might be slow, as I said. By the time everything comes together, you will see. We will take you guys out totally.
Do you let me tell you something. Do you believe that when you wake up tomorrow, you'll be 40? I'm telling you this because this is what's happened to most of us. Everybody at your face. Let me tell you something. Everybody at your hold on, okay. Everybody at your face. Everybody at your face in life. They spoke with this revolutionary fervor that they are going to change the world. But when you wake up tomorrow, you'll be 40.
No, I'm not saying we are going to change the world. But
no, this is what you're saying.
Listen, the worst that will happen that we are going to leave a better space for our kids. That's what for a person like me. I mean, waiting where I know, where I clearly understand what is on ground and how long it's going to take. It's not for me anymore. It's for my kids. That's why I'm actually still standing my ground on, to give them something to actually build on. So this Nigeria that we are actually clamoring for, we are not saying it's going to happen tomorrow. Just like when there's somebody tells if you give
us a timeline. Give us a timeline. Give us a timeline.
If we have a better ruler in Nigeria under ideas, we go talk to America. Which can dream with that? The same person is comparing Nigeria with Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is like 14 million people. You know how much they pass they do? Can't compare it with Lagos. You compare with the whole country. I don't think the only lifetime I will give you that between now and 2030, the Nigerian space will be disturbed by these same people you classify as useless.
No, it will not be
That much
disturbed. It will be evolved, and what will lead to that evolution will be the passing away of this present independence crop.
No, they won't pass away. I think they will run away. At the time we call them.
No, they are not running anywhere. They are all in their 80s. They are all in their 80s. The Buhari is the last stand.
They are not our problem. Those are not our problem. We are talking about the June 12 class, the likes of Tinubu, the 50s, the 60s. Those are our problem. The 80s, we leave them. They are living there. Because now go bring them come for us. You brought the 80 back.
When Buhari leaves, then the Nigerian political space opens up to every possibility, because he is the last stand of a generation that has held that country by its throat. So that's just the narrative.
But that's what I'm saying.
But the solution is not coming from you guys, because you are too busy smoking Igbo and playing Xbox.
As I said, we are not interested.
You are not interested in governance.
No, at this point, no. As I said, we are still the planning they go on. We know just as we are gone during June 12th. We now do everything, fight the military guys. But when the power comes, we don't know what to do with that. The old man came and took over from again. As I said, we are learning. We are students of history. Forget that we know what happened in the past. It will not happen again tomorrow. It will be a crime.
You are hinging everything on NSAS, Abi, which was a spectacular failure.
That one just so one just say okay, we see the grace, so we just worry. No kuna know say we see the grace. We see the use there. That's just as our own sign. But we do it in a very clever way that the world itself marvels at what transpires. With our useless and Igbo smoking skill, we put up a show that
we wait in hope.
Attention to what is going on in that part of the world, and by extension, the whole Africa.
We wait in hope, and we hope you do it, because the rescue of that country is in your hands. So thank you, V. Hopefully we see you tomorrow. Prof, your words, and then I'll bring in Nordic and whoever else is still available.
My words are very simple. One thing is very critical now. This point of the nation, we have a common enemy, which are mainly the Fulanis, which are, will I call it, they are puppets, which Britain is, the puppet master. But one thing is clear: if we have any hope to make a headway, we have to make sure we see how we can curtail these people. Curtailing them is not going to be easy. Curtail them, curtail their stooges, curtail the governors, which are also in the palm of their hands. So, we should be aware we have a common enemy. I believe what I wish that should be done, all Biafra, Oduduwa, all of us should make sure, collectively or individually, let's ensure that our movement comes to pass. We leave this nation, leave this place, because either revolution or us leaving is the only, to me, I see it as two possible ways out. Because revolution, okay, but that won't be easy, because almost everybody's their stomachs are empty. In the case of the agitation, there are a lot of stooges around sabotaging the efforts, especially in my own area, Biafra land. Yeah. So, we just have to make sure we get out of this contraction. Because this contraction is just coming worse. If there's a word worse than the word worse, I think that should be used.
All right. Thank you, Prof. Hopefully, it will go from worse to better next time we meet, but we hope, but not expect. Evolution, your words. Oh, who did I remove? It was, sorry. Go on. Evolution. Yeah.
My words remain the same. We can do better than we are doing now. Even if we decide to break up, we can do it in a more peaceful manner. But before you talk about breaking up, Nigeria is 250 ethnic groups. So you cannot do it on your own. The Igbos cannot do it on their own. The Yorubas cannot do it on their own. Either way, you have to work together. So you must talk to each other. Talking would bring a more lasting solution. The Nzobu mindset, one man, even your Yoruba
republic that you truly want cannot come on its own. You must talk to the other parts of Nigeria. And like you mentioned before now, the elites are not actually with the breakup. The elites, and it is actually the elites that will eventually come together and decide if all the political parties now zone the presidency to the south, at least it will begin to reduce the calm. But either way, if it is not zoned to the southeast, the northerners will still hold it because the southeast believe it is their turn, and truly it is their turn. So if you give it to Tinubu, PDP,
do the southeast want it? Do the southeast want it?
It is not everybody in the southeast that follows Nnamdi Kanu.
Because forget Nnamdi Kanu. We're talking about real grown-up people. Do real people, grown-up people in the southeast, the real population, do they want the presidency? Because I'm not hearing voices.
Hold on, because we have looked at what the presidency has done. The north that we are talking about, they've held it longest. Meanwhile, there is no state in the north that you will graduate from school today and you will desire to go and live in. Not Kano, not Kaduna, not Katsina, not anywhere. So what has it done for them? The Southwest, Yorubas had it under Obasanjo and some other Yoruba leaders too. Do you understand?
Yes, remember Ernest Shoneko.
You held this power. So, Southwest, what is actually populating the Southwest is Lagos. Remove Lagos and the whole thing falls apart. Do you understand? So what has it actually been?
No, but the question really, evolution is, do they want it? Do they want it? Do they want it? You know why I'm asking? Hold on, evolution. You know why I'm asking? We've been having narratives around Tinubu and Atiku just now, and we have narratives about the permutations, and we speak to El Rufai, and we speak to Kayode Fayemi, etc. People that everybody feels has a realistic chance of a tilt towards Aso Rock, but we've never really given any real consideration to an Igbo name, nor as an Igbo name come forward. We romanticize about names like Madam Ngozi and Kingsley Moghalu and whatnot, and Peter Obi, of course. Peter Obi is not really strong enough a personality. I don't think a lot of people would say. So do they really want it? Is there a voice is there a name in the conversation that is being had? Because the conversation is already in full bloom, and there is no Igbo name being discussed. So do they want it?
Yeah. Now, let me even correct the error that you made in the last thing that you said. Peter Obi is actually the only person there that can actually win a national election.
But is he speaking to the space, and are they speaking his name to the space? Nobody is speaking or Peter Obi's name to the space. There is not being mentioned really, except we go and draw him out from romantic thinking that let's just add an Igbo name.
But when it was given to Obasanjo, the Southwest did not even want him. Nobody was speaking his name. When it was zoned to the north, nobody was speaking any other name. We all just
hold on. When we went to Obasanjo, it was only ever going to be one person. So it didn't really matter if it was Obasanjo or not. It was agreed that as a correction of the Abiola situation, it had to come to Yoruba land. So it didn't matter if it was Obasanjo, and of course so the power rotation. It had to go to the north, so it didn't matter if it was Buhari or somebody else. But where is the eastern? Where is the eastern?
No, it is not where is the eastern. The power rotation has to come to the southeast.
Yes, but where is the Igbo person in the mix?
The point is this: when it was zoned to the north, when it was zoned to the southwest, there was no name. It was zoned there. Now it is the turn of the southeast. And it has to be zoned to us. Either way, look, you asked me a pertinent question. Why are we not even interested? Because we have seen that the presidency is not the solution.
Having the presidency does not mean anything. It is not going to transform the lives of your
are
people.
Are you saying that even under this Buhari administration, where he's just weighed in favor of his people and nobody could do anything about it?
Especially under Ignoramus. Ignoramus has not transformed the life of the average Fulani
Yes, he has not, because he doesn't have the capacity. But hold on, what he has shown us though, what Buhari has shown us is the power of that position. So if Buhari doesn't have any cranial functioning, we all agree.
No,
but
Buhari
he has shown us
the power of abusing office. Now,
yes,
we don't want
the abuse can only take place if the power is there.
Exactly, but now we don't want a Nigeria where somebody can actually abuse office to that extent. We want
so you don't want the space. No, forget the Nigeria we want. I'm talking about the space as it exists now. Is there an Igbo tilt towards the presidency? And where if the power should go to Igbo land, because that is the only missing decimal in the Nigerian equation.
And above all, we are the only people that are actually living in every other part of this country.
Exactly,
in large numbers,
the most Nigerian of anybody,
out of any ethnic group. So we are not going to abuse power and all these things that you're seeing.
Yeah, no, we agree with all that. But where are they in the mix? They are not in the mix. It's the question. All they are saying, you remember what Issa Fantua said, that it is not turn by turn Nigeria Limited. So where is the politicking coming out of the East? There's no politicking coming out of the East.
Look,
is there?
Look again. In 1999, there was no politicking coming out of the Southwest. That is the truth.
Forget it. No. You're not listening to what I'm saying. There was no politics coming out, but it was certain, it was guaranteed that the president will come out of the Southwest.
Guaranteed by everybody now, right?
Yes, because they have to correct Abiola.
And it was an elite consensus.
Right,
and the elite consensus gave it to the Southwest. The same elite consensus moved it to the North. Now it is our turn. And you're speaking.
Is there an elite consensus? No. Okay. Is there an elite consensus for the East?
Now, the same.
No. As I address that, is there an elite consensus for the East? Is there an agreement within the Nigerian space that power should go to the East?
There was no agreement in 1999. Neither was there.
There was.
Which agreement?
There was an agreement that after what happened to Abiola, for the nation to hold, they had to give the power to the Yorubas. Elite consensus, as you just said.
Exactly, elite consensus. So the same elite consensus moved it from the Southwest to the North. The same elite consensus should move it from the North to the Southeast.
Yeah,
that is what we are talking about. Maybe we are both missing each other's point, but I am saying that the East is not playing to the politics of that consensus to move the narrative to that space, and then whoever is coming out of that space comes out to occupy the presidential seat. There is no activity of electioneering or pushing. They are not even pushing. They are not even trying to use the guilt trip anybody. There's no sound coming out tilting towards what is rolling fast like a juggernaut towards the Nigerian nation. A presidency in 2023, by rights and by fair play, it should go to the East, but there's no clamoring, there's no politicking, there's no sound of fury coming out of that space. You know, last time on this show, I said something that people abused me for. The Igbo man, the average Igbo man, has never seen himself as part of Nigeria. Nigeria has always been a space for survival because the Nigerian space has made it obvious that the Igbo man is not necessary. But now, beyond that, to your question, Obasanjo lost all the 6 Southwest states in 1999. They all voted against Obasanjo, and Obasanjo was still the president, even with the elite consensus that I talked about, that you referenced. Obasanjo lost the Southwest, but he was still the president. Why? Because the same way you talked about it, the elite zoned it
to the Southwest. The other parts of Nigeria.
Sorry, did they do that from free will? Why did they zone it to the Southwest?
It was an elite consensus. Yeah, we all know what happened in 1993 and Abiola and all that. And all that.
Okay, so it had to go. So now there's a similar narrative to that Abiola narrative in the East, and that narrative is all of the major composing ethnicity of the country have sat in the #1 seat apart from the Igbos. So now everybody has had a turn apart from the Igbos. So that is an equivalent to the Abiola narrative that forced the presidency to Yoruba land. So that is a strong narrative, and the Biafra narrative adds on to that. So very potent argument to come out of the East, except of course it is not being presented.
It is not being presented because the Southwest is doing what Nnamdi Kanu has always accused them of, Sabo. The Southwest
come off it. It's not turn by turn limited, according to Issa Fantua. You have to politic your way in. You have to politic your way in.
In 1999, the Southwest did not politic their way in. It was given to them.
Yes.
After the Southwest, it moved to the North. Yes, it moved to the North. And now...
Do you know a lot of hue and cry that came off the back of that Abiola thing, that everybody was raged and enraged, and the noise would not go away until something happened to move the paradigm? You were around.
The Southeast, we are always the victim of anything in Nigeria. Hold on. No. Hold on. In 1993, did your parents move anywhere? I ran from Lagos to the East. Did you run anywhere? Don't tell me that. Please, hold on. When I say that we are always the victim, we are truly always the victim because we are everywhere. And we are always the target. So when we complain, it is not, Nnamdi Kanu is not entirely foolish. He has a lot of valid points. It's just that his narrative and his method is not helpful. Not that he does not know what he's talking about.
So you're not going to play the politics of 2023 is what you're saying to me. Not you personally, but the Eastern quarters.
The point is this. Now, it is the turn of the South. And in the South, the Yorubas have held it before. The logical thing is for the Yorubas to support the Southeast. It is our turn. If the Yorubas are not doing it, it is still the same thing Nnamdi Kanu is talking about.
But what are you doing to force the issue? What are you doing to force the issue?
Are you saying forcing the issue? Did the Yorubas force it in 1999?
They forced it through the clamorings. Through the clamorings of the injustice of the June 12 election, and then the demise of Abiola. It was a narrative that was recurring throughout. You know, they kept on beating that drum beat till, and the whole world was held to attention by that drum beat. You know,
I would actually agree with your position, if not for the fact that the Southwest voted against Obasanjo in 1999.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They hate Obasanjo in the Southwest.
It does not matter.
What does it matter? Did he not become president of irrespective?
Irrespective, because of the people that zoned it. Look, it was zoned to the Southwest. Yes, we all know what happened to Abiola, but the point is this. The two major political parties brought out Yoruba contestants. And then in the next election after Obasanjo, the two major political parties still brought out two Hausa contestants. It is the turn of the Southeast. And you people are here trying to play politics. You are actually right, one man. If APC zones it to the Southwest, the Igbos will support whomever PDP will bring out. The same with the North, and it will go back to the North. And it would not be, a Fulanization agenda or all the allegations that will keep on making. It will be that the South could not politically take a decision. The South could not agree. And again, please, we all want...
So it's a sense of entitlement. That is what you're talking about, a sense of entitlement.
However you decide to interpret it, I've only laid out the facts for you. But now, speaking to every other narrative,
People that think that I hate the Igbos, I don't hate my people. I actually love my people.
They are really attacking you in the comment section. In fact, I'm kicking some of them out in a minute.
I mean, no, please don't kick them out. I mean, free speech is ultimate. Do you understand? We can say
but the language though is Morris as usual. I'm going to have to ban him from the platform soon.
No, but hold on. Anybody is free to speak. The point is this: they need to understand where I'm coming from. I love my land. I love my people. I want my people to have a better life. The same way they want our people to have a better life. We only have two different approaches to get to the same point. So when I say what I am saying, I am not a sellout. Yes, my in-law is Fulani, but that is not the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. The reality of the situation is that a united, restructured Nigeria, we are all better off. The Igbos, we will have a larger trading space. We are commercial traders. And we cannot trade only within the Igbo nation. We need a larger space to operate. And we can achieve all that without causing misery for our people. Now, unknown government has practically, today, one man, you should actually speak to our sufferings in the Southeast. Today, something happened. I expected to hear it here. Earlier this morning, they blocked the Onitsha bridge, head bridge, because 5 army officers were killed. So
sorry, I referenced it earlier, but I didn't want to go to that space because it's always toxic. Anytime you go to the east, and then it gets violent in here.
The reality is that we must speak to our daily experiences as a people. Do you understand? Whether it be from Ekiti or from Anambra, Southeast, Enugu, wherever, we must speak to our daily experiences. Do you know that in Olu, for weeks now, banks has not been able to open. The ATMs are empty. People travel horrible long distances to get to an ATM to be able to withdraw money to buy food. These are our people suffering. Please speak to that narrative. It is not every time we'll come here, we'll be discussing this versus this versus this versus this. All of us are suffering. Speak to the suffering of the average person in Olo that would have to go distances that normally he would not have to go just to withdraw money to buy food because of the things happening on that zone.
I'm surprised there's still anybody left in Olu. They've been savaging that place for so long, I'm surprised that they've not all moved out just to, give them the space.
The point is that if we don't speak to it, it was how we kept on ignoring. Remember, Jos has always been flashpoint. We all ignore, Jos. It moved from Jos to Benue. It moved from Benue to Southeast. It moved from Southeast to Southwest. So we cannot ignore injustice anywhere we see it. But please, speak to our everyday narratives. People were kidnapped on Lekki yesterday. I don't know if you have read about it. Speak about it. Our everyday realities would shape the narrative. Not people will sit down in their comfort zone and be calling for war. What blood bank do you have? You need a blood bank that would deal with injuries and all that. How many years? Food, if you're barricaded and nothing can go in and come in, can you feed yourself? And for how long can you feed yourself? War is not the solution. We can talk out of it. The South is speaking as one voice. Encourage it. Join the conversation. There are people doing Lower Niger, something. One man, you know what I'm talking about. Tony, the Lower Niger, something ethnic ethnicities. All the same conversation. Again, I am not even against breaking up. If I am only that even if we must break up, we can break up without causing misery to our people. And it can only happen if we come together. We must come together. Trust me, we must.
All right, thank you, thank you, Evolution. Let me just these are the words of Martin Niemöller, or Niemöller is a German philosopher. He says, first they came for the socialist, I did not speak out because I am not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionist, I did not speak out because I am not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, I did not speak out because I am not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. So it is to that narrative, everybody doing things in their own solo way, but then of course they pick us off one by one. So thank you, Evolution. Nice hearing from you. We go to Nodi. If you're still with us, let's just hear your remarks. Nodi.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh yeah, just your remarks.
Yeah, I mean, a lot has been said today. It's just sometimes I like the way they make jokes with what the vice president of Nigeria said, you know, during the presidential debate. He says we are where we are where we are where we were, you know. So when I reason with that stammering,
but really we are nowhere.
we're nowhere. That's it. So it's so funny. I mean, it's not a funny matter at the same time too, but it's just Nigeria is just sometimes when I think about the situation in that country, I just say, now who caused us? Now who do this to us? You know. So, well, I think a lot has been said. I don't think there's any much I could add to it. Just want to say I thank you for allowing me to have a voice on your platform. And I just want to say, well, I think Nigeria can be better than what it is. Nigeria has never even reached its potential. I mean, it had a good, well, should I say, back in the 50s, late 50s, early 60s, it had its a good beginning. Had it been that beginning, they allowed it to this very day. Or I mean, very likely Nigeria would have been one of the developed countries, the most developed in Africa. But they derailed it. They derailed the whole thing, and we are where we are. We are where we are today. So we find ourselves, and it's quite unfortunate that we find ourselves in this situation, this real big mess. Sometimes when I look at that country with its potential, you know,
are you out? Are you out and about? I can hear cars in the background of where you are.
Yeah, let me. Yeah, cars here. Let me just see if I can.
No. It doesn't bother me. I could just hear.
So can you hear me better now?
No, I could hear you okay anyway. It's just I was just, sometimes I speculate on where people are calling from. So that's just me speculating. But thank you, Nodi. Hopefully we hear from you again. I think people have enjoyed hearing from you. So Sam, we see if we can get Sam to speak. Sam, are you there? Sam? Hello, Sam. You can unmute yourself and say, because if I go to Ego, then that's the show over. Sam? Okay. But alas, so near and yet so far. So thank you, Sam. So Ego, the floor is yours. Take it home for us. Ego. Ego, are you there? Okay, I don't think Ego is with us. Let's see if Prof is with us.
I
Prof,
am here.
Oh, okay, yeah. So round it off for us. We just want to close it off. So you close it off for us.
Okay. That's very nice. Well, like you know, I'm always after the solution. I believe in the solution. We're already in it. So what we have to do is a way out. Understand? I would like to, at this junction, I will still call on fellow Nigerians that our way forward is what I want to stress. We should please concentrate on our governors, our local government chairman, our senators, the leaders within our terrain. We should concentrate on them to make sure they are accountable. This must be the focus. When we stand for this as a people, then we will know we are fighting in fact. Because if we concentrate on only federal level, we will not get anything done for ourselves. So let's concentrate on our governance. Let us hold them to develop. We need development. And let the Southerners they come together so that they can put their heads together to develop the South, so that the North can see that yes, these people also they are serious. They are people who are ready to develop their own part of the country. So they really need to come together to give the people hope, to give us hope. You understand? If they come together, they will give us hope. They will be able to come together to hold them that are representing us accountable, making sure that whatever is given them with regard to allocations or funds for the state are spent in the state, no matter whose hands it fell into. So these are the things we concentrate and fight. If we can fight this fight effectively of our government, which I mean our governance, to the lowest level, which is local government, are accountable to us, you will see rapid development across the southern region. Rapidly, you will see it going on. So we need to adopt such a thing with regard to the situation that we are now. See, there is nothing we can do if we just keep quiet or think maybe, see, the youths like them over here, they are not ready for revelation. It is people like that you come across the street, across the country, but you see them now, they don't have to.
It's wait and see. They are doing wait and see.
They are doing wait and see, pressing computer, look for who go and find it for them, just running mouth. No, it is they that are supposed to start the revolution in the street. They are supposed to mobilize and occupy the entire street of this country. They are sided, they are not doing anything about it. You understand? And it is the revelation. It's only apart from revolution, the only way we can survive is for the Southerners to come together. It is only a revolution, actually, that can really change the continuing status quo, can dissolve whatever may be the past arrangement that they have in this country. Only something like revolution. But can they go for that? That is what we don't know. So if they fail that, let us tackle our leaders in our different states so that we can get out of where we are. Thank you, your moment.
All right, thank you, Igor. As ever, I cannot really add much more to what Igor has said. We have to localize it within our own immediate environment first, is what Igor is saying. The governor is down the road, so you can go to him and knock on his door. The councillor is next door to you, so you can knock on his door. And these are the people that impact on your environment the most, is what Igor is trying to say to us. And this is where he says we should start our activism. So wise words from Igor. But before we close off the show, I just want to address what goes on in the comment section, because every now and then I have a look in there just to see. And there are certain people emerging out of that comment section that are starting to become somewhat toxic to the space. And I don't want that toxicity within that space, really on the platform, because really, yes, free speech, but really it's not just a place to come and be toxic. Maurice, of course, we already know him. If it's not on the screen being toxic, then it's in the comment section being toxic. So another person that I want to highlight is a person called Elena M. So every single day, she just comes to throw all manners of abuse at people in that comment section. So I'm making note of that, and I'm sounding caution because, of course, it's just a click of a button to ban somebody from the platform. But then, you know, I am always loath, you know, to stifle free speech, but then free speech, of course, to be handled with responsibility. So I'll leave it here. Carry the conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.